Barrett did an interview with Vlad talking about Cam and how he kind of just taunted him on his talent. I don't know. He used to taunting on his talent.
I saw an unsay that Jay never stabbed him.
Yeah, he talked about that too.
I saw that one too. That was
that's trending too.
I mean, but just realistically, if they had some sort of legal agreement that he couldn't really say that or talk about it, you know.
Jay didn't stab him.
You're pretty sure that. But
I was at that party.
You was at that party.
And now this is
You was
happening.
at the party.
Okay, now I'm done.
Okay, that's it. Now you're jumping out. You're jumping out because somebody else.
Not guilty.
We won't say that person's name.
Right.
They had a different claim to that, and they was at that party too.
I was at that party.
Yeah.
I was at that party with Killer Priest. Q-Tip came out. Q-Tip, because I'll never forget, he had a fur coat. It's one of the single Vibrant thing was out.
Yeah.
He had leather pants on. He had a fucking fur fur coat, no shirt.
Shirt. Straight taco meat.
And I was like, oh, this is the Q-Tip. Wow.
This is the Vibrant.
Like
Q-Tip.
he's fucking Janet Jackson now, but that's a new movie.
Yeah.
Like good for him.
But that happens, sometimes,
that was a step, and I was like, he out of here.
Depending on
so that was one of the things outside of knowing what happened there and watching that. Those are my two things: Q-Tip, naked,
naked chest.
Naked chest.
Shout out to Tip. Shout out to Tip.
And the pop off.
Right.
Just like, oh, okay.
And it's I guess that was a Janet thing, or was that like his new vibe?
He was popping. Vibrant thing was just
No,
a
for
way.
Vibrant thing, that was
just
all that.
it was a moment. It was a moment.
That's where he was
It was
going.
on his Rockstar shit.
Hype Williams.
But it had nothing to do with
Bigger
Janet.
Than Life with the
No.
video.
Oh, I was just trying to figure out.
Rash, you been around a lot of these moments, bruh.
No, hold on.
Gotta fly on the wall a little bit sometimes, yeah.
I wanted does Janet did Jermaine Dupri ever change his wardrobe like that?
No.
No
He stayed
no
the same.
leather.
Nope.
No.
He was
naked
wearing
chest?
leather before.
I don't think
changed.
Yo, Matt,
good.
I don't think Janet had that effect on men like Erykah Badu.
That's
had
what
that effect
I
on
was
men.
going with.
Oh, yeah, Badu is
Badu, like I don't know.
Common, she
Your whole
changed
wardrobe,
Andre.
you come out with knitted scarves and
But you win though.
hats like the one Chastity got on.
Something about the Baduism.
Yo, zoom in on the hat. Zoom in on the
No Erykah Badu slander on my watch.
Yo.
That chick can do no wrong.
Niggas be wearing
That
bell
woman can
bottoms
do no wrong.
and with their toes out and the flip flop.
But they get to the bag though.
They get to the bag.
Whatever she does,
I don't know what it
is
is.
bad.
Shout out
Look.
to Common. Listen, shout out to Common. I love Common, right? I remember in 2000, I was walking through the West Village, going to Atrium, shopping. And I was like, who the hell is this tall person with a dashiki on, like, the multicolored dashiki?
Yeah.
And he had a flute. And I was like,
He had a flute.
is that Common?
He had a flute.
He had a flute. Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
No,
bro.
because 3000 right now is globe trotting
not-
around
that's-
playing the
yeah,
flute
playing
all
the flute.
over the fucking
Yo,
place.
bro.
That's what Common was standing around 6th
Yo,
Avenue.
I was
West
training
4th
niggas
Street.
on flutes.
I just want to see if I want to see if it happened to me. You know what I mean? Like would I be on the show
that
next?
voodoo on you,
I
bro.
heard she's I heard she's dope. Like Candle, she's just a vibe. Like
Yeah.
I met her a couple of times. She's an amazing person. She pulled up on me. She pulled up just on some support shit
Right.
in Berlin. Like she had an off day and I had a gig. I'm like, really? Like,
Yeah.
and then she got motivated and made up 2 songs on the spot. Crowd went crazy.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
You shook her hand?
Talented.
Yeah, we chilled. She came to my show, chilled. She smoked big weed, whatever. I was drinking. She's a wonderful human being. I mean,
But you didn't.
what she does when she dates a nigga though is amazing.
Yeah,
to me. What's
going on?
Like, she's bad. Like,
What's happening?
She's
Like,
bad. She's gorgeous, body crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't make me wear sandals. That shit, like, what are you doing?
Toxic cats, man.
You think it's like a contract? Like, yo, you got I gotta style you for like 2 years. After this, right after.
Right. She's like, I'm your stylist, I'm your manager.
She's one of my favorite creatives, but I never
Yes,
got a
she
chance
is.
to interview her. She's
yeah.
one of the interviews that
Yeah,
got away. Never got to.
That's definitely on the top 10 list.
Yeah,
I remember,
no, absolutely.
I remember when I saw Common, I was like, Common? And he was like,
Right.
peace, kid. What's going on? And I was like, peace, man. I'm like, what are you doing out here? Like, what's going on? He's like, I'm just living life, man. You know how this thing goes.
Right.
I'm like, peace, man. I'll see you later. And I walked off. I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Butterfly in the
I
sky.
can go twice as high.
Oh God, you hit the note. That's that Baduism right there. You hit the
That's
note.
crazy.
No, that's nuts. Nah, Three Stacks is legit. They see him I seen
that
in
post.
Soho. He was just now seen
With
in
the flute.
Japan. He walks everywhere with it. And sometimes he's just sitting down playing. People don't know who he is, and somebody will recognize him. Like, oh shit. And he'll say what's up and just shuffle off on some nomad
I
shit.
don't know what it is, man.
And he's happy.
He's tired of that life, man.
She turned niggas into Kane from Kung Fu. The legend continues. I don't know what.
Maybe it's just pure happiness, nigga. You
Yeah,
just like
I guess that's
find
it.
the secret to
Yeah.
life. You're like,
Is
fuck
it?
it, I get it. Oh, grab
Pass me a flute, a book
Pass me a
bag.
flute, some motherfucking chew stick.
Yeah.
Walk around the
Alkaline
world.
water.
Right.
I'm out.
I'm out.
crazy.
Spread love.
Birkenstocks.
Gonna do some yoga.
Right.
Word.
Yeah, I'm curious.
I ain't that curious.
You're not that curious?
I mean, I'm kind of.
I'd love to interview. I'd love to.
I would
wanna know.
absolutely.
I'd love to
I would
know.
absolutely.
Because I feel like there's a side that we haven't gotten to see in the interviews that she's done. That'd be cool.
Erica Badu, pull up, please. We
Yeah,
would love
that'd be
you to
awesome.
grace this shot.
That'd be awesome.
Nah,
Thank you for pulling up for me.
What?
She didn't have
Yeah.
to. She did, her and her band laced me. They said that club went up for like 2 months in a row after that. Like Erica Badu was gonna keep showing up.
Yeah, right. Man
Ras
knitted
Kass
scarves.
show.
Man knitted scarves is showing up.
and their leaders in the building.
Their leader.
they,
Facts.
they came to see their queen.
Thanks. Amazing. What else is going on?
He got more stories than we can find on the net.
Well, let's get it started then. All right, we back. My expert opinion, the greatest show in the
World.
Yo, Chastity, why you didn't say it?
I'll do it again.
My expert opinion, the greatest show in the
World.
Make sure you get the shot of Chaz. Yeah. She said it. Right? Right. Hit that like, hit that share, let everybody know you in here. Don't cost you no paper unless you's a mother.
Hater.
And don't be one of those.
Hater.
You know them haters. They don't hit the subscribe. Fuck your life. That's it.
Shout out to Nims.
Shout out to Nems, yeah. That's the homie, man.
Word.
My boy
That's the
names.
homie.
Gorilla.
It's hot out, so I'm hoping he starts his podcast.
Oh yeah, that shit is fantastic.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, don't be a guest on his show. Don't be a guest on his show.
Don't ever disrespect me.
Looking like a
Yeah, that nigga
insert something
Yeah,
crazy.
I guarantee you go on his show thinking you about to give the world some news they ain't never heard of. A crackhead walking by is gonna upstage that whole shit. Forget about it. But shout out
It's
to my
going
man.
to be
Nems.
amazing.
Don't ever disrespect me looking like Donald Bravo on track. He be bugging on everybody. That
nigga dissed me.
My favorite was don't ever
He
dis-
got. Yeah, that was great.
don't ever disrespect me with them childbearing hips.
Nigga called me some kind of a smurf. Like a hip-hop smurf, some shit. I was like, man,
That's my man.
niggas
Yo,
ridiculous,
yo,
man. I love
shout
them.
to
Shout to
Nims.
them.
Shout
He
to
gave me a
Nems.
fire verse too. Shout to Nims, man.
Oh, he's on the Brooklyn.
Big Brooklyn record. Shout to Nims.
Bro, how many people you got on this record?
Oh man.
All of them.
I got
All of them.
All of them.
I got the legends.
But do you keep count?
Nah.
Because I'm pretty sure you in the 30s by now.
Yeah, I am. I am.
I got the best verse though.
I got the best
In the
verse.
world.
That's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
Nah, everybody got the best verse. Shout to everybody on
Oh,
that
for
big
the love of
Brooklyn
God.
Yeah,
record.
that's the political.
That's political.
Yeah. We're coming.
That song gonna go on for a half hour.
So it's 30 MCs on one joint.
Probably more. We got.
Run down the list. Run down the list.
All right, we got Rock This Monster, Helter Skelter.
Yes, sir.
We got Smith and Wesson.
Yes, sir.
We got
Math Hoffa.
We got Math Hoffa, Brooklyn Hands. We got G to K to Code D. We got H Money Bags, 50-50 Chips, Bill Yawns, Nims, Paul Kane, Gap Murder.
Got a little fame, right?
Trigger the Gamble.
Yeah, Trigger the Gambler, Smooth the Hustler.
Is this a Brooklyn
Little
record?
fame.
Big B's.
Yeah.
Working on it.
Okay.
Saigon. The list keep going on, man. Like D
big
Chambers, Cortez. Come on, let's go, Gat. I don't want to forget nobody.
Nigga, you
Did
go
you get Kane?
Right.
Did you
Rusty
get Kane
Jokes.
on it?
You said Paul
Jokes.
Kane.
Yeah,
You said
yeah.
Paul Kane.
No, Big
No,
Daddy
Big
Kane.
Daddy
He
Kane.
doing the intro.
He doing the intro.
Yeah, intro.
Big-
Big Daddy Kane on the intro.
Legend.
Right.
Sheesh, let's get these names. Rusty Jukes, Fresher,
Fresher.
shout to Fresher, Lucky Dawn.
We
Let's
gonna be
keep
here
going
all
on,
night.
man. I could
Yo,
be here.
just keep a list with you from now
So
on.
this is the Brooklyn
This
joint.
is a
What's
big
it called?
Brooklyn joint. Big Brooklyn.
Big Brooklyn.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Inspired by K Slade. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You know K
yeah.
Slade.
Rest in peace, Slade.
Rest in peace, K Slade. So you know K Slade had the 100,000 MCs on one record. I'm like,
Yes,
yo,
sir.
I got to do this for Brooklyn. You know what I
That's
mean?
dope.
Just put all the Brooklyn legends and all the underdogs on one record together and drop the visuals. You know what I mean? Artists that be getting overlooked, that been doing their thing in the borough, is on the record.
You got Maine on that too?
No, I told Maine about it, but we gonna get Maine on that too. Maine, what's up? Shout out to my boy Maino.
Shout out to Mano.
You gotta get Maine, Fab. Who else?
Well, just put in a call to Jay.
It's coming.
Make sure you go
that'd
get
be
that. Yeah.
That'd
Don't
be
want to
awesome.
overlook him.
His verse would be longer than everybody's together.
Right, of course.
You know what I'm saying?
You have to get that AI.
He'll do
You
it.
get
You know, I
that
don't really do this.
You have to get that AI, Jay.
We gotta get the AI for whole verse.
That's nasty. That's nasty.
Don't
Nah,
do
we
that.
ain't gonna do that.
J-I-Z.
Shout out to my man Champ. You got your passport today.
Yeah, I got my motherfucking passport, man. Thank you.
Y'all here, bro.
Yes, it's about time, man. It's just another level of freedom. That's how I look at it. You know, you leave the prison system, and that's somewhat freedom, but you know you got parole on your back. But then you reach another level of freedom when parole says, you know what, I see what you're doing out here in society. You're giving back. You're doing a good job. Go ahead and go, you know, take care of your passport, and getting that permission allows me another level of freedom to get to see the world, man. I'm excited. I'm super excited.
Yo,
My day,
good for
man.
you.
Proud of you,
man.
proud of you.
Good for you.
We gotta go to DR.
Yes.
Proud of you, Jay.
Yes.
There's beautiful scenery
It's
out there.
beautiful out there. We're going to enjoy the beach, get some drinks, and go back to our hotel rooms and go to sleep.
Right.
Nah,
Right,
we gotta
as you
sleep.
should.
We outside,
Right.
bro.
Right.
Outside.
That part.
Yo, I gotta shout out my boy Mendoza real quick. Shout out to Doza the drum dealer. He dropped Rabbit 4 yesterday. It's a dope ass album. It's actually like my top 3 albums right now. Make sure y'all go and get that album. Rabbit 4 is available on all platforms.
Shout out to Dozer.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dozer. Cortez dropped the project with him also.
Yep.
Not too long ago.
Yep. Shout out to Cortez.
Word. Go check that out too. Now, our guest tonight, I mean, you already know who it is, but, you know, I got to do these introductions. It's just what we do. Now, lyricism on the East Coast, if you wanted to crown Lord Finesse or Big L on our side, that spawned so many other lyricists, so many other people who played with the words a certain way. If you had to look at the West Coast and see who did that on that side, this man sitting across from me takes all credit. All credit belongs to this man. We got Ras Kass.
Thank you. Thank you. Salute.
Salute.
Welcome, brother. Welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
So what kind of legendary shit you doing now, man?
Oh man, rapping and tapping. We right now we got this gutter shit coming. That's GUTTR.
Right.
So that's it's collective, but the 2 frontmen on this particular project is me and RJ Payne. and Havoc did all the production on it.
RJ Payne is
dope.
doing his work.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
doing
Shout out
his
to
numbers.
RJ
working
Payne. I
hard.
can't wait to
RJ
get him
Payne.
and hands on the track.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be crazy. It's
gonna be
be
so
like,
angry.
It's gonna be like Future. It's gonna be like Future and Designer.
The two
Same
sound
track.
alike. It's crazy. They
Right.
both sound alike.
But in my case,
Yeah,
I make the argument for Future. I make
Oh,
the
of
argument
course,
for
of
Future.
course, of course.
Shout out to RJ though. That's
Yeah.
my man. That's my man.
Yeah, man. We
Word,
just
word.
rocking and rolling, and so came out here to do some pickup shots on a video. We'll do a couple of videos.
Right.
So the content and shit should be dropping in the next 30, like singles
Right.
content in the next 30 to 40 days.
Dope.
So I'm excited about it. Let the world hear this gutter shit.
Right. You're also working on another project. Are you at the liberty to speak about it?
Shit, I don't know which one. What?
How many you
The one
working
I
on?
had to keep checking.
Well, that's the gutter shit.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
with
Okay,
Havoc.
all right,
Havoc
cool.
doing all the production. Yeah.
Right,
Shout out
right,
to
right.
Havoc.
Shout out to Havoc. Shout out to
That part
Havoc.
out.
The gutter is Havoc is all the production, and you might have the same.
Yo, look. Let me show you how lyricists be like. It's like a force, like the Obi-Wan shit.
Right.
So I got a beat from Havoc, and I'm like, Method Man would sound crazy on this. So Meth comes to the show. I'm like, yo, Meth, I need you on this beat. Play the beat. He's listening to it. He's like, wait, hold on, Meth. he goes in his pocket and he plays him rapping on the same beat with Ras Kass. And I'm like, well, at least niggas knew he was supposed to be on that.
Same thing in Arbery.
Word, facts,
Same
facts,
thing in Arbery.
facts. So since then, I've been playing like, when he walked in here, I played a bunch of the joints I did with Havoc just to make sure, you don't got this one, right? You don't got this.
He was out of town, man. Sorry, bro. Like, that was a miscommunication, man. I know Havoc. He's a solid, great man.
Yes, he is.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And,
Yes, he just got too much heat.
And he in Hollywood, like some people do.
Right.
I'm sure he just forgot.
Right. Basically.
Because there's some people that sell beats twice, but that's a different story.
Right. Not Havoc.
Not
Have you ever been in a situation like that?
Of course I have.
I wanted to
Come
ask you
on.
about that with the We Gonna Make It.
I knew you was gonna.
Ah, here we go.
Yeah, of course.
So
I've been through it.
how did that happen?
Shit. Shit, this still ends up a Mobb Deep story. So I was staying out here. This is probably about 2000. Would see having them a lot because those are the homies. And Al was out here he stayed out here.
Right.
We kind of rolled with Mobb.
Right.
And I grabbed the beat from him by A&R at the time. We got 3 from him. I picked that one. I didn't pick another 2. So, and I doubled his rate because I know what he was getting back then. And then so I looked out because we from LA and this it's not kind of, this the home of hip hop. So I'm like, look, you my bro. I got my budget. Make sure you eat, you know what I'm saying? So I doubled his rate of what he was getting.
Wow.
And we were gonna initially get 3.
Wow.
I picked that beat.
Right.
And then we went and tracked it. He was there. He separated
You had the whole thing.
Separated, tracked the
Stems
whole
and
record
right.
out. I laid the first verse in the hook. And then about maybe a month later, I was like, you know what? I'm kind of finishing up the album, don't even trip. Just take the whole first half, which is for 3, and that means, and I'll just keep 1. So you ain't even got to refund nothing, and just take it as the first, second, and then you got an additional half.
Right.
He's like, cool. So we was good.
Right. So he took the money.
Took the money.
He took the money.
Check cash.
He
everything.
took the money, y'all. All right, he took
Yeah,
the money.
no, all was well.
Right.
I was still working on the album, and I remember specifically, this shit is documented. I came out here and I had to do what was the brothers, the 2 Spanish brothers that had a show?
They had a show?
It was like it's kind of funny.
2 Spanish brothers.
2 Spanish brothers on a radio show, kind of funny.
Babito.
Not Babito, not Stretch
Bobby
Babito.
Caldas and Chava?
No, he said Spanish.
Spanish.
Oh.
Their name would come to me. Long story short, I
radio
did their show, and and I did. Moni Love at the time she was shooting like a little local television, so I performed the record and K Slate, so I put it on K Slate shit because we had to wait for the manufacturing of the vinyl.
Right.
So I came probably about maybe 5-6 months later. I came out promoting it. That was gonna be like the first single off of it. So I came. I went to Slay, and I put that name will come to me.
I'm gonna find it.
Anyway, so Slade got this new shit produced by Alchemist. You know what I'm saying? So Slade drops it on a mixtape. I come out and I perform it. We're still waiting for the vinyl. And then maybe about a month after that, I hear my my A&R calls me on a Friday. He's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Rough Rider people came up, because you know how niggas is Def Jam niggas, all the A&R niggas, they playing who got the new fire records, whatever.
Right.
He's like, yo, you know, I'll try to, son. You know what I'm saying? Like, they flew back, you know what I'm saying, back to New York. We gonna deal with it Monday. I was like, all right, whatever, you know. I mean, I don't know what Al did, who knows? The next day, Wise P calls me out here.
That's my man.
He on the big Brooklyn too.
Yeah.
Wise P, he on it too. Okay, cool.
So I'm friend, I met him through Jay, you know what I'm saying? So he like, nigga, why your song on 97, nigga? like, it's going up. Like, this shit is, the nigga Flex dropped bombs to it, ran it back, and why is, you know, the brothers on it? I'm like, I don't know. He's like, you need to try to call in. I'm like, so I try to call in. I get Hollywood it. That's a whole different story. They don't let me speak.
Right.
But by Monday, the record's a hit by that Saturday night. Flex had dropped in bombs, that shit's up.
Right.
And you gotta remember.
Well, we're talking about the Locks record.
Yeah, we gonna make it. So, once we found out that there was a complication, they went big, but not the Locks. I never blamed Jada and them.
Right.
I don't think Jada and them knew. The A&R knew. They took it to Flex the next day. Flex spiked it. The record was out of here. Al had lied to Jada the whole time, but once they figured it out that there was a complication, somebody went to Hot 97, spiked the record. It's a hit. So by Monday, shit didn't hit the fan. So then my label just says like, hey, what do you want to do? We can cease and desist. Because you got to remember that wasn't Jada's single.
Right.
His single was
Put your hands up.
Yeah.
no.
Put your hands up.
Yeah, put your hands up.
Fuck that. Put your
Knock
hands
yourself
down.
out.
Knock Yourself Out
Yeah.
was the single.
Knock yourself out. Okay.
It was Knock
yeah.
Yourself Out. So the record went so big, they wanted to switch to single midway. They spiked it and the shit went up. And I get it. Like, oh, this shit is really activating.
Yeah.
We need to make this a single. But I got the document. I got the paperwork. So my label, Priority Records, same label that Jay-Z was signed to, Capitol Records, whatever. So I got some, you know, I got a squad too. They like, yo, just say the word, we'll cease and desist it. And at the time, I just felt like, I'm a Blocks fan. So, and I felt like them brothers didn't do it. So I never felt like
don't do it to them.
Jada did that to me. If I felt like Dude did it, then that's a different thing on it. Took me a bit personal. Like I had a Kanye record, I had a motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? I had a whole bunch of records on this record. I went to, I had a Dr. Dre record with Busta Rhymes on the hook.
Yeah.
I'm like, nigga, I got squad on this record.
Right.
I'm not gonna trip off this particular record. What bro did is whack, but I'm not tripping.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I didn't cease and desist, because back then it's all tangible. It's CDs, it's vinyls, it's cassettes. And he was shipping gold, I believe, or platinum. If I cease and desisted, I fuck everything up. And I'm not mincing my tongue, we know this is all facts.
Right.
And what would have happened is that fucks his career up. It's not my fault, but it still fucks his career
first solo.
up. Because now they gotta burn all those vinyls, redo an album. That's 6 months. Alchemist gonna get his ass whooped, beat up, and chased out of here. The Rough Rider niggas gonna kill him. Let's keep it a buck.
Shout out to
Just keep it in a
G&Y,
buck.
Right.
Keep it in a buck. All shit get in the
Word.
fan or do the cool thing. So for me, I was just like, bro, let it breathe. I'm like, paperwork wise, I can use the record if I want to.
Right.
So I had, fast forward, my vinyl comes out. Like we got physical Priority Records vinyl of that record.
Right.
We never cease and desist them. We let the record rock. And then I shot another video. I had a Rick Rock, the producer that did fabulous shit, and I used it as an intro. to that record, and I had it play, and then when the beat went up, like I let the record play for like 8 bars, and I'm like, I was like, you groupie, fuck this beat, and then I went to whatever. So that's how I used it. That was my real video. That was really, that really went out to radio, to BET, and all that. So I used it the way I wanted to, and I never had no angst towards the locks.
Yeah.
My problem with Al was that Al kept lying.
Yeah.
So we got him on back then. I forgot what DJs. One of the mix like coalitions of DJs.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't remember which ones. Anyway, 100 DJs. So we both got on the phone. He ends up changing the story 3 times. Then he gets mad, and hangs up. He could never tell the truth because the problem was he wasn't telling the truth.
In the first place.
You know what I'm saying? So I just kept telling the same thing I'm saying now.
And
it was
his
already
rate.
documented with the K Slay shit.
And you doubled his rate.
Right, and I doubled his rate plus some. Because you remember, for 3 of a double, I think, and I don't want to demean the man. I think his rate was $1,500. So I was like, fuck it, I'll pay you $3,000 a beat.
Right.
I got a budget. You my homie, plus we the only West Coast niggas out here like this. So, and I got a budget. Like Mike City, my homie, I got a Mike City record, which I never did. Like, so I'm paying all my friends. Like, fuck it, nigga.
Yeah.
Nigga, we ain't gonna never recoup anyway. So, nigga, matter of fact, real talk, we ain't gonna recoup. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna lie to you. I got the same shit they doing now, buddy ball.
Right.
Nigga, how much you gonna charge me? What? 10,000 because you my friend? Fuck it. Charge me 17. Throw me 5.
Did you ever?
That's what we was doing back then.
Right.
Did you ever speak to Kiss and Styles?
Yeah, I talked to Kiss about it. I talked to because I like I said, I never had offense. I saw Kiss. It was one of the seminars back then.
Impact or something like that.
It was in Puerto Rico this year.
Shit.
Because that's when the Clips came out and did.
Grinding and all that.
What happened to that? Well, I remember that shit. Those niggas flipped out like, the fuck is this? This shit crazy. But and then Kiss came up like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Well, first his band walked up, and I was like, but I've known them before, you know what I'm saying? Maria Davis shit. So, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I don't let the ego.
Wow.
Maria Davis. That's second. Shout out to Maria Davis.
Bro.
Legendary.
Yeah, so, for me, I try not to let the ego get before the love of the craft or people I got love for. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been supported and helped by people, you know what I'm saying? So, my whole shit was, I did the right thing.
Did you ever run into Alchemist after that?
Of course I did. That's all different story.
That's all different.
That's all different story.
Disappointed in you,
That's all different
Alchemist,
story.
man. I like your beats.
Now I understand the people that he be around.
It's 20 years later. My whole thing was like, bro, the record went, my album didn't even come out later on in that journey, that particular album, you know what I mean? So it's a lot. The shit came out the way it was supposed to happen, bro. Because my record would have been buried. But my shit is still documented. The K Slay shit, that mixtape, da-da-da-da.
It's anonymous.
You know what I'm saying? And for him to not just be honest where he could say, hey man, we went through a thing, that was a journey, I learned something, you know what I'm saying? And this nigga doubled down. Yeah, that beat, Ras never paid me. Like, bitch, we can go up to Capitol and go get the paperwork. I don't actually have the signed receipt now. It's physical paperwork or whatever. But bro, you took that check and cashed it. You agreed and were totally happy because I paid you more than anybody was paying you.
Right.
And he also said things about other people that if I ever brought that out, I'd throw them under a bus.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, I'll protect your secrets and you still treat the good guy like the bitch nigga. I don't really appreciate that.
I guess some people, they don't appreciate, those type of relationships.
Damn, white man, why you had to do that, man?
No, don't double down.
It's not a color thing.
But now I
think
truly understand certain people that he be around. I truly understand it. Wow.
Just, after 20 years, because Nas, nigga, you hadn't sold Nas no beat back then. Like, stop with the magical. it's the Dave Chappelle when he was born and the nigga had a dick this big. You know what I'm saying? Niggas' narrative is crazy. Nigga win and his new narrative is incredible. I did it by myself. I crawled out of my mother and then I sold crack and shot 18 niggas. Like, stop it, man. Just stop with the shenanigans, man.
It's not shenanigans.
Crazy, man.
Oh man,
That's sad.
So that's that story. Yeah,
That wasn't the first beat though. Wasn't it something with one of Rick Rock's beats?
that was during the same album.
That was during the same album?
Yeah, that's the only time somebody ever sold me a beat and then flipped it.
Well, I changed the game. The Jay-Z beat.
That wasn't my beat.
That wasn't yours, right?
No,
okay,
that wasn't
all right,
me.
my fault.
I got the Rick Rock beat because like Jay had killed one. We knew Rick Rock. Rick Rock was the bass, so you talk about a 9-hour difference. So Rick Rock was just slaying them, but then they changed the game with Jay-Z. But the Dog Pound remix was going up. Then he had the motherfucking Fabulous records. I was like, God damn, I need a Rick Rock beat. This motherfucker's hard.
Right.
So it just so happened I was building an album out. I already had the Alchemist record, and I had this, and I had that. That shit, I would eventually, even on that the Golden Child record, I would get the Premier record and the Kanye record. But yeah, man, I was just building out a record. And I love the record as a street single. That's the way we saw the record. Right. And I remember the label was way before we knew Alchemist double sold the beat. They're like, you should put Exhibit on it. He had just went, bitch please. So now Exhibit is platinum. I'm like, he didn't give a fuck about Exhibit. All these other songs he been on my albums, like y'all groupies. So and he's on 2 other songs on my album. Why you want him on this song? Y'all groupies. So I'm not. I'm just because of that. I'm not putting the nigga on this record. The song's done, nigga. I did it on K Slade and did it at Money Love and the other brothers. Well, I can't remember the names, but yeah, it was documented. It's done. It's documented. I think he tried to keep trying to do this. Like I never paid him. I'm not a bum. Like I said, my Ashkenazis was just as powerful as his Ashkenazis. Don't play with me. We can shut you down, bro.
Right.
Stop it. You know what I'm saying? We had motherfucking technically Beatles money at that point.
Did y'all ever reconcile or?
We got cool for a while, then he bunnied out again. And he started telling that narrative again. And my whole thing is don't tell the narrative because it's not true. Just say, I did some shit. I want to go into it too much, but I'm grateful when I learned something. But Ras handled his business because he tried to make it sound like me or my company, and like I'm bitter or mad at Jadakiss. Like get out of here. I'm my own nigga, my G. I'm good at what I do, and I can still be fans of people. And trust me, if I went in a different way, he would have got killed. I'm more than sure his face would not look the same if I would have
went about it a different way.
That record.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? And there's more to that. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to tell the tough guy shit, but it's more.
Yeah.
Like we had conversation. Trust that.
Word.
I was a different nigga back then. So,
shout out to Rob.
I was definitely a different nigga.
I remember them stories.
Yeah, I wasn't.
What was those times like, and why?
When you're younger, you're invincible. At least you think so.
At least you think so.
Yeah, and plus, shit, we all know how that. Some good mornings you just wake up like, yo, I ain't really fought a nigga. I gotta see if I still got it. First nigga that say something, might as well get it this time.
Right.
Maybe I won't ignore it. You know what I'm saying? I never started shit. I'm a little dude, so I'm always been, and I'm a Watts baby, so I was always used to niggas testing me.
Right.
I like niggas make a narrative like LA, you gotta be in the gang or you a buster if you have to join the gang.
Yeah.
You're not credible anyway.
Right.
So I grew up in one of the worst parts. I grew up in Watts, man. You got the basketball player, the comedian, it's probably one gay nigga. It's all, it's a neighborhood, it's a block.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if you don't want to bang, niggas ain't gonna make you. You just don't bang.
Right.
Yeah, so I had a great childhood growing up. I found it very odd that I became a lyrical rapper as opposed to like a gangster rapper because I was always like, half these gangsters is busters and then some of these lyrical niggas will kill you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I wasn't really tripping off that. And I don't know, man. For me, being a short dude, I was used to having a fight.
Right.
Because they would all, fuck with the little dude, see what happens.
That's the same shit Spliff was saying.
Yeah.
But it ain't just the short dudes, it's tall dudes too. It's people wanna pick on you because they you know what I mean?
Nah, sometimes the short dudes be having a Napoleon complex. They be fucking with niggas all the time.
I didn't. I think I'm a nice guy, but most of my friends were the bad kids.
Right.
In the gang or whatever. So I was kind of the ringleader. So my mom be like, why they're getting you in trouble? And I'm like, no, I'm the bad idea. I'm the one with the bad idea. I'm the nigga with the plan out here. Because I'm a little devious. So my friends be like, yeah, we should do this bullshit, huh? Gotta figure it out, my nigga. Come on, let's do it. It was great back then, to be honest. You know, then the fame kicks in, so niggas wanted to test more. Because then you a rapper, or you know what I'm saying? So then I had to fight some more. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, bro, I remember a nigga stepped on my brand new Force Ones in the club. And I said, my bad, sorry. And he still got his fucking shit on
your shit.
And the nigga's just like, what nigga? I said, bro. And I leaned in, I said, hey brother, I'm apologizing to you because you stepped on my show and I'm saying I'm sorry to you. And nigga riled up. And I was just like, this is some shit. I get it. You want a story. You punked somebody. And the craziest thing was, even in that particular scenario, I remember, I said, bro, look around. In his ear, I was like, keep smiling. I said, look, my nigga, we got two options. I said, look around. I said, where you from? He's like, wherever from, whatever, cuz, or whatever. I'm like, all right, you see cuz over here, cuz from Multi-Wham. I said, look over there. Ask your so-and-so from your hood. Now, you were two niggas, and it's 10 of us. You just didn't know that. You thought you was gonna make a scene at my expense. So I said, you know, we got an option here. We pop it off right now. We're gonna fuck y'all up, then your homies gonna fuck you up from your hood, because my homies is G or niggas from your hood. Right. They're gonna put the word out and you get fucked up. Or you owe me this one. We're gonna walk out, we're gonna smile like we homies, we're gonna go out to the back, winner take all. And so you used to have to do that with niggas. Like, come on, stop playing with me. Right. And that's what he did. He took outside. I said, I feel like you in the wrong. I feel like I'm gonna beat your ass. I walked out back. And even if I would have lost, I'd rather, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that particular one, you know, that's what it was, bro. But when you're young like that, you don't give a fuck. I could have went out there and the nigga put the burner out, blew my head off. Right. So for me, it's like the older I got, and then I fell in love. I had my kids and shit. You start caring, like, there's other things other than my ego. And
more important.
Yeah, and that's what I learned. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's, to answer your question, I know I took a long time, but yeah, man, I realized, like, yeah, if I just run around, because I remember when I was surprised to make it to 18. And I remember I was surprised to make it to 21. And then surprised to make it 25. I'm like, for real, my nigga?
Oh.
Like, this some shit, nigga. I never saw this coming.
You on the way.
I had no plans for it. Right. No plans for it. Now what?
Still here.
Rap and tap, nigga. Shit, you know, so, you know, your mortality kicks in. I guess that's the word. So for me, my mortality is kicked in, where I'm just like, hey, man, I don't want my mom to have to bury me. That'll break her heart, that'll kill her. You know, that's what you see it when niggas die, that their mama died. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want my mom, I don't want to kill my mom inadvertently because I'm an asshole with a big ass ego. And I want to kind of see my kids, you know, do what they do. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot more pussy and money to get. And I want it. I want
that's the fun part.
Yeah, that's the fun part. So that's where I'm at with it.
Between the kids and you being a kid, there's a lot of dash space in there. Like the stories of you being the lyrical dude out west,
right? And
all the shit that came with that. And you didn't have like Death Row, like Corrupt was running around with the squad. It was just you,
right? I
remember the story about your homie building a studio.
Right.
Because you were that nice and couldn't get it. You know how Jay couldn't get the original deal and he had to go, but his man did that for him. A professional athlete.
So we built Patchwork Studio in Atlanta. That's made off of my talent, Bob's money, and Curtis Daniels' vision. He's the owner now.
Wow.
So Curtis is one of my oldest friends, one of my best friends. it's his idea. I was fresh out of juvenile hall. I was always the fuck up. So my dad was LAPD and a Marine. So he taught me how to shoot. I was almost a school shooter in 8th grade. I went to school to shoot some niggas. So I was already on a bad path. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, put me back in Watts, nigga, because I don't like it. Like, he took me to Carson and put me in school in Carson.
Right.
And my whole shit was put me back in Watts, nigga. So obviously Watts wasn't that bad, nigga. I'm like, put me with the homies. I don't like it over here with these people. I'm gonna kill something.
Right.
And I almost killed something. So I had my friend, so Kurt's known me since 7th grade, because I started going to school middle of the 7th grade. And then I fucked up, and then Kurt told Bob, like, yo, Raz is out of jail, out of juvenile hall. Like, Bob was playing football, and like we built patchworks. We did a couple of things, man.
Bob who?
Bob Whitfield.
Just for people who
Bob
don't
Whitfield.
know.
Our neighborhood in Carson is called the Patch. So it's 2 parts. It's the blood part is called the Patch. And that's why it's called Patchworks in Atlanta. It's niggas from the Patch doing work. I was a nigga, because I grew up in Watts with the 9-7 East Coast Crips with Spider Loc from, like literally his mama, his house, my grandmama house was up the street. So we've been knowing each other since kid, all of us. So I kicked it with the Crips, with the 1-0. So that's the BMF shit.
Right.
So, and that's the second wave. So we helped build Atlanta, bullshit you not. So the Patchworks, and then I'm the nigga that told me, send that shit over there.
Wow.
Shout out to Big Meech, man.
Shout out
Yeah,
to me,
real talk. Blue's my cousin. Don't ask me nothing about they shit. Blue is my cousin. And I got another cousin who's a...
The minute you said that, I was like, oh, it's
Well, think about it. I
Billy.
Didn't Go. My second album was, my third album that didn't come out, Blue, was Da Vinci.
Vinci. Wow.
Yeah, Sean Peace, Sean Price was a Sean Peace. Pete, I remember Pete was like, before he finally figured out who Blue was, he's like, fuck out of here. He's like, Stupid Blue is BMF? That's the Stupid Blue? Because he called him Stupid Blue. We've been knowing, the Cocoa Bees and Smith. That was our label mates since kids, you know what I'm saying? Like 17, 18. So we ran with these are brothers, and it was just funny, like some of the history we all got, it run deep. But yeah, we that's the 2 waves we sent.
Right.
So I ruined fucking black success. I ruined the dope game for black people. Sent the niggas out there, don't know how to act. Omar was, because now I'm back in the pen, whatever, and I remember, I'll tell y'all one story. I won't go too far into this shit, but so, at the time my manager was Christy Clifford, so Kid Capri's manager.
Yeah.
And I would have these great opportunities, like I could call Collect, and then I talk to Mobb Deep, and I talk to Busta Rhymes. So niggas is tripping, like, blood, cuz this nigga be talking good. And, Busta Rhymes was saying hi to niggas, they like tripping, like this shit's amazing. Yeah. And one time I called Exhibit, and the nigga said, that nigga Blue going to jail. I'm sorry, this was hilarious. Nigga like, yeah, that nigga Blue going to jail. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? He said, nigga went to the strip club, and then, you know what I'm saying, this nigga was in there with 100 niggas, and then he threw the money in the air all over the place. They made it rain. They invented that shit. Yeah. So I'm like, Blue's a pretty boy nigga. He's a funny nigga. He's a petty crack dealer. He ain't, like when I was writing Salt on Ice, he was cutting crack. Right. Like little 20 pieces though. He ain't no kilos around here. Nigga.
Right.
So, petty crack dealer. Right. And a gunner from what I know, from the same neighborhood that we grew up in.
Right.
So, I remember Exhibit says that, and I was just like, why is Blue throwing money? Like, I know they got the money, but he wouldn't do that. So then I called Blue. I'm like, what are you doing, cuz? You're like, Exhibit a bitch, cuz. So here's the same story from 2 different classes. And I'm just like, what is wrong with y'all while I'm in here? Like, get it right. So Blue tells the same story. Well, I was just being confident, and then we threw the money. Like, when is that a verb, nigga? When is that?
Being confident.
When is that?
Blowing money fast.
What are you doing? I heard you done threw the money all up in the air, nigga, all over the place. Nah, cuz, you know what I'm saying? I was like, nigga, we don't give the bitches the money. We take the bitches.
We don't
pay
care.
us, cuz what you doing? Nah, but you. I'm like. Then I think he tried to say the bullshit Jermaine Dupri shit. It ain't tricking if you got it. Nigga, it's still tricking. So yeah, that's my story with them niggas, bro. It was hilarious. Like them niggas told the same sequence of events.
What did you go to jail for? Why were you
That
locked
time,
up?
I can never tell you the truth of what I did. It looks like a DUI. It's a lot. It's different than that. It's just I will incriminate niggas that's alive. I jumped on grenades for niggas. My mom knows the niggas involved, so most of it just makes me look like an asshole, like I was just drunk driving. And it's not really it.
Right.
Okay.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, it sucks because sometimes I could have came out with a tell-all, the real story. That's part of it. Like if you do some shit and it makes you look fucking dumb. Don't put yourself in a position to do it. Because the other thing is, if you get to telling everybody you really dumb, and that's whack.
Yeah.
You know. So
how do you look at like certain situations that's going on recently?
As far as what?
Like certain people telling. You know what I mean?
Well, I'll say it this way: the Southsiders, the Mexicans, and I would assume, I feel like I've seen this in a movie where Italians. They laugh at us and they say, niggas ain't got no code. We don't. And I'm not a gang member, but I do have some integrity towards my friends. I'm not gonna be the nigga like, they caught us, come up out from under the chair. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, fuck, they got me. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm trying to throw them off the scent. I'm gonna run that way, not towards you. You know what I mean?
Right.
And niggas that know me know I'll bite the bullet, bro. Fuck it. I look stupid. My mom, I broke her heart a few times. She's just like, you love your friends more than you love me because you fucking up and getting caught in shit. And then you got to take the case. And are they going to ride for you? They going to feed you? They going to help you in your career? And sometimes the answer was no. Niggas didn't give a fuck. They popped off and kept on going. So, but I knew the job was dangerous when I took it. And so, yeah, I feel, my bad, go ahead.
Yeah, go.
I just feel like you a buster. Don't say nothing. If you do it or you involved in it and it go bad, die with that shit. That's other people do, other cultures do, man. But niggas start hearing these football numbers and they like shit they draws and they tell.
They can't hit on it.
Where do you feel like in hip hop culture it shifted? Like when? Because you an OG, you a legend in the game. So where do you feel like it shifted to where it was okay to tell in hip hop culture?
I don't know when it ever was okay in a rap song. It's just we let niggas that we knew was not valid men into this culture, bro. We knew niggas was
all right. So
we knew some of these niggas.
So let's start there. Where did it start? Where the gangs decided to get behind people who was not official and make them look official?
Big problem.
Right.
But you gotta always remember, money talks, bullshit does not fly in the hundred. So I tell you what LA is really good at. Taking a buster and extorting them. Because all they doing is extortion. They don't see that you actually creating a problem in the system.
Right.
Can't see that far.
Because there's a saying, I'd rather be around a real nigga with a gun than a bitch nigga, because bitch nigga just shoot everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So when you get a bitch nigga and give him money and success and gangster shit, now he got, some wolves with him. He overdoes it. He starts over, he's creating problems, Now he's getting extorted. And eventually those wolves get sick of him and they want to eat him too, and he'll find himself having to hire a new pack of wolves.
Right.
But the damage has already been done. And that happens a lot on the West. It's been my complaint behind closed doors with certain people. Like, bro, why'd you even validate this nigga? He's more harm than good. I see y'all got some bread out of it, but look at the detriment all the way around. He do bitch shit. He lead by a fucked up example, and probably getting people hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when it's all said and done, y'all can count y'all money, but he'll probably take y'all down because he's probably gonna tell on y'all too.
Eventually.
That makes sense.
I don't understand how you specifically know all this stuff and you're not, like, as many albums as you've done that haven't come out, as many opportunities that you've had that just somewhere, somehow, whether by someone else's lack of integrity or too much of your own, those opportunities never see the light of day. Like some of the stories you've told me specific. Rockefeller West Coast.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Who even knew that was a thing? At all. I never heard of that shit
never heard of
from no one else but him. He was the person who told me that. And this is when everybody was forming their West Coast ranches.
That's why I was brought out.
Death Row East. And
Yeah,
all that.
everybody was.
How did that even happen?
I was brought out, and that was, you know, the idea was to kind of start this West. So I stayed at State Street at Jay's house.
Downtown Brooklyn.
Yeah, by the big clock.
Right.
So I came out for a summer and started recording with Jazzo. That's how I met Wise. You know what I'm saying?
Wise
And Jay had 2 apartments, so he had that one and he had another one, so it would just be me, Tata, and B-High mostly.
Right.
You know, his cousin. High looked just like Jay, but just burnt my complexion.
Right.
So
Burnt?
yeah, he burnt Jay-Z, that's what I call him. Yeah, he looked just like Jay. Same height, same build, everything, just chocolate. Just burnt ass nigga. Ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like me. It's my guy. Brilliant dude. Put me up on a lot of game. High is my guy. Love that dude. But yeah, that was the plan. And then I decided.
Whose idea was it, first of all?
Honestly, I don't know for certain. I wasn't there. I was brought out, period. So I think it was High and Jay's idea. I think it was Jay and High. And Jay always, you know, we were always eye to eye, and he always showed me a lot of love. I ended up going back to LA, and just time changed, you know what I'm saying? But that was kind of what we wanted to do. I don't think I did enough. I think I was picking the wrong production, to be honest, at the time.
What year was this around?
Shit, this had to be, because this is before Ras Assassination. This is 97.
Oh, volume 1 time.
Yeah, it's
That's around
97.
the time Volume 1 dropped.
Yeah, it's 97. Going to Maria Davis shit. I remember one time me and Jay went to the club together. Can't tell that story. Anyway, I got too drunk. Got nervous, but it was almost a beef. So I was drinking. Back then I was drinking Hennessy. And I was like, yo, like we might really, really get down. So I'm, you know, this nigga tall. I'm a little nigga. I was like, man, these niggas is big niggas, bro. I'm like, fuck. So I just kept drinking Hennessy, just waiting for the war to pop off. Like if Jay, you know what I'm saying? And it was literally just me and him. I rolled with the niggas. He was like, yo, you wanna roll? And then he got on the mic and rhymed and killed it. And then he called me out, and I rhymed, and I was too drunk. And I think that was part of it. I think I fumbled. Jay's an unforgiving nigga, man. Be like, yeah, I think I fumbled on that one. That was the opportunity. If I would have gunned down, everything changed. Right. He already knew I was nice, but maybe that was just like the dude wasn't prepared. But I don't think he kept it in consideration. Like, nigga, I'm in the middle of fucking New York. I'm 18, whatever the fuck I am, and these niggas is on your helmet, and I gotta get ready to jump on a grenade with you. So, my solidarity, I've lost focus on what the end game was, which is the bars. Right. Right. Yeah, so it's one of those coulda, shoulda, wouldas.
Coulda, shoulda, wouldas. And throughout the years, it's probably been a million.
Of course. I mean, we always, what could I have done better? Or, you know what I'm saying, should I have zigged when I should have zagged? Or, you know what I'm saying? But there ain't no time machine, so what can you do about it? Like,
exactly.
Remorse is the most pointless fucking emotion ever made.
Thanks.
Why is that?
Because you can't fix it.
You can't do nothing about it.
Can't do nothing about it. All you can do is learn from it and say, you know what, I apologize, or da-da-da-da, and keep pushing.
Regret. I'll say remorse, not so much.
I'm sorry, you're right, regret. Yeah. Remorse is good. They're feeling bad for something.
Yeah, I was going to say, the parole board tells you, like, are you remorseful?
That's what they're looking for.
Hell yeah, I'm remorseful.
I ain't gonna lie, they asked me and I didn't have no remorse. I was lying. I remember when they locked me up, the judge said, Mr. Austin, first of all, they pulled my book out, my rap sheet,
and all of that.
And that shit was big as fuck. I was like, get out of here, man. I can't remember doing all that shit. I remember this.
The same thing.
You sure it's me? Just said, Mr. Austin. And keep in mind, my dad was LAPD. So I was I've been skirting, bro. I've been getting away with a gang of shit.
Right.
And he said, Mr. Austin, you have no respect for the law. And I remember I looked at the judge and I really almost said, like, you're right. Because in my brain, I was like, fuck y'all, fuck this shit.
But having a dad that's LAPD, how does that work? How do you get to that point?
Because my first album is about me fighting with my father. Got daddy issues. Everybody got issues, bro.
Yeah.
I mean,
Was it because he wasn't
honest.
around a lot?
Nah, my dad is a fucking, he ain't no deadbeat. My dad's a Marine, and that nigga's a
combat.
nigga. Taught me how to shoot, taught me how to break niggas' arms. Look, you know what I'm saying? My dad's 6 foot. I still got broad shoulders. I say I got my father's frame, but I'm just, my mom's short. But nigga taught me how to break niggas up, bro. You know what I'm saying? To defend myself. But we just had a different vision about the world. And for one, he came from the 60s, like probably a lot of our, like that era of get a good job and, don't fuck up. And I wanted to go adventure. I'm a kid that's like, he wants to live in the better neighborhood. All the good things you want for your child, I wanted the opposite. I want to be over here with the homies, in Watts, in the hood, where it's good.
Was it the war stories?
What, for Pops?
Yeah.
It wasn't for him, man. He just had a rigid idea about how he wanted shit structured. Yes, sir, all that shit, and I was not a yes, sir dude. So we were opposing sides of the same coin is what I understood. And if he told me to make a left, I would make a right. So the nigga, his quote is, "You're an obstinate." And I was like, yeah, again. I was like, yeah, you're right. I'm obstinate. You tell me. And I told him to not take me out of school in Watts. He put me in a suburb, and I felt like these niggas was gonna jump me. And I crawled through the crawl space. I locked and loaded this motherfucking, not Desert Eagle, I forgot what he had back then. Whatever, it don't matter what it was. It was a revolver. Anyway. I can't remember what it was. It was something. Whatever, that motherfucker was big.
357.
Maybe a Magnum. It might have been 357. But anyway, and then I put it back. I knew the safe code. I put that motherfucker back, waited. He came home, nighttime, then he left, went to work, and then I crawled back through the crawl space, then grabbed that motherfucker and went to go blam me some niggas. He knew I had a problem. And part of it was I have an anger problem. Some people do, some people don't. I got anger issues. So I don't like being told what to do. I don't have the short guy complex. I'm just like, leave me the fuck alone. I got 4 sisters, no brothers. I don't need no niggas around me. I can just chill by myself. I draw, I write, I'm a nerd too. I like to read. So I understand myself. But I don't like to be fucked with. And so when my father was trying to force me to have his vision of the world, I had my own vision of the world, and they didn't coincide. And at the end of the day, what he also, I quote him a lot. I love this nigga. He ain't dead. Me and my pops is like this. I love this guy. He said, yeah, hard head make for a soft ass. Yeah. There's a saying we say in prison, you gonna mind somebody. After that last term, I'm like, I get it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You was right, You was right this whole time.
He was right, Daddy. I'm sorry, Daddy. So I learned, but you gotta go through that journey yourself. For me, I had to go through it.
You know what's funny? A lot of the books that I've read on, just finding your purpose and living your life. A couple of them, one of the key things was that you had to live your life like your parents weren't alive. Because they put unrealistic expectations on you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And sometimes I catch myself doing that to my kids, like, why you not like me? You know what I mean?
Same here, bro. And I have to pull back.
Right, you gotta pull back. Like, no, but you like you. and that's probably gonna lead to your greatness.
Right.
So I can't, you know what I mean?
But what's funny is how like later on in life you actually start using the things that your parents taught you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You start implementing
That's
it
always
for
crazy.
yourself and your children.
Bro, I called my father. I got off an airplane. I was popping. My bad chick pulled up in my car. That was, maybe a Lexus. You know what I'm saying? And I had money in my pocket and went to the gas station. I was pumping gas in the car, and the chick was probably sitting in the car. And I called my dad. Might have been like 21 or something. I just remember I just broke down. I was just like, "You're a better father than me." You know what I'm saying? I just felt like I don't think I'm a good son. I got, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a good, I got my twin boys, but that relationship is in peril with the mother. And I'm just like, so it should come full circle. And it's cool with being honest, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I helped my pops. He didn't understand hip hop. And I think he was a little bit more right Republican leaning. And I needed him to understand that just because you make, because you get a big house in the suburbs, middle class family don't make you less of a nigga.
Yeah.
We still niggas, Pop. You know what I'm saying? And he had to go through his own growing, but I helped him grow. He had, his partner was a white guy that they knew this dude, Latino guy, was selling dope. They could never catch him. And one day they pull him over, and his partner plants the dope on the Mexican nigga. And then my father was faced with a choice: do you back that, or do you tell the truth? And my father, thank God, did the right thing. You know what I'm saying? And said, no, my partner planted that. And then literally the lieutenant, they was like, yo, you should watch your back. So fuck, y'all the good guys. He should watch his back from who? So he understood.
Yeah.
They don't play fair, and you still a nigga, bro.
Right.
So he had to go through those growing things to understand it.
Wow.
And he helped me. Like I always tell people, I was the kid eating a donut. We got this shit called CCB, Criminal Courts Building, downtown LA.
Yeah.
So that's where you go to court at for us. And I was the kid eating a chocolate donut with a hot chocolate. And I used to sit at this big ass desk, and I'd see these dudes walk through an orange, not realizing I'm in the judge's chair. You know what I'm saying? Because my dad also ran 2 floors of the CCB. And he was fucking the judge. Because that's my dad. Nigga's a coxman. That's where I get it from. This nigga's a coxman. So, you know what I'm saying? So, for him, he saw law and order a certain way. And I understood that thing. Little did I know that eventually I'd be in that orange suit coming out. And then many times he got me through, man. I watched the judge wash a nigga, for whatever I had done, same shit. I'm going to court. He came with me, he sat down with me, and then I remember he was like, yo, I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get up out of here. I'm like, all right, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Same, one nigga, you need to be remanded right now, 5 years, gone. I'm like, oh shit, I did the same shit as this nigga. Oh, damn. I'm like, oh, dead water, bro. And I remember she said, Mr. Austin, you seem like you have a good heart. I can tell. And I just remember thinking, he fucked her.
Thank you, Dad. Thank you. Good old Dad.
Dad Diggler for me. Diggler. I was like, yo, thank you, Pop.
Pop
It
with
was
him.
the same shit, whatever it was the same, bro. And a whole different approach. I can tell you're a really good person, you have a good heart. I just think you need to go think about yourself and get it together. Get the fuck out of here. and I swear to God, when your parent works in that kind of system, it's the closest you understand of what being rich or white is like. So we gotta remember, I kind of grew up
That was a privilege.
having that privilege.
Yeah.
But instead of believing in it, I had no respect for it. Like, fuck them. And I hung with my friends that got treated like shit.
Right.
And would try to talk them at certain things, like how to talk to police. Like, you know what I'm saying? I used to tell my homies, my big homies, I told them when to rob banks and shit, all that. Oh, they get off at so-and-so time, nigga, and that's when they're committed, go back to the station. So the other ones can't leave until, so if you wait till this time,
Roll call.
you know, smart, stupid nigga is what I call myself.
So how did you end up in juvenile then?
Fucking up.
Anger.
Multiple times.
Yeah, just fucking
Yeah.
up. Just
Yeah.
I kept pressing my luck, and eventually it adds up. And then you got a record, and then some police don't care, some judges don't care.
Right.
So
And in the middle of all this, you decided to make records.
Listen.
I was rapping already. I was rapping before I even Battle Cat discovered me in Wino. So
Shout out to Battle
Battle
Cat.
Cat, yeah.
Legendary.
Dope
yeah,
producer.
those that's who discovered me. I was like, my first deal, man. Prince tried to sign me. I got a weird story,
What?
bro. Prince tried to sign me as a
Tell that
kid.
story.
Prince tried to, I'm just gonna tell you the whole. Prince tried to sign me, then Battle Cat and them discovered me. Battle Cat and then Wino, who's Coolio's producer. And then my next deal, because they was trying to get me a Tommy Boy, but Tommy Boy wasn't fucking with me. Like Albie was like, Raz is too lyrical. We love him. The kid's adorable, but what the fuck is he talking about? so my next for real, it was like, the fuck is this kid talking about?
Man,
and then my next deal, Far Side, that was my deal. Far Side's deal.
Mm-hmm.
And then my next demo would be what got me the Soul on Ice deal, was after.
with the Prince thing though.
Yeah, how did Prince even
that-
come to your attention or his attention?
So I was already doing commercial shits, like, how we call it housing. Y'all call it like hip hop, dancing, breaking and all that.
Right.
So we called it housing in LA. So I was like real gymnastic and shit. So I was casting and getting in commercials. So I already knew what residual checks was. Like 13, I was like getting bread, like probably making, close to what my mom was making, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like for one jump, like get 30 and then get 15, then get 15 and get 15. Like Pepe jeans, and like I was getting money. I was like accident. I just stumbled across this shit, bro. Rap too, and I ended up getting casted in a Prince video. I'll never tell you which one it is.
I did. That's some bullshit.
Why?
That's some bullshit.
Why would you do
You'll
that?
never find it.
Why would you do
It's long
that?
form. You'll never find it. You'll never find it.
I'm gonna find it.
Nobody's found it. I think I gone now. Why you say Mecca? Why you say?
I know why he don't want to tell it.
Damn.
I got a crazy story, bro. My shit.
So you was there doing the video.
I was little. You know how those videos were back then. The thugs was just dark-skinned people. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
now
in
we
Michael
know what you
Jackson
played.
video,
Now we
dark-skinned nigga, baggy
Right.
clothes, hip-hop was thug.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I probably had some baggy jeans. I remember I had a stupid ass. It wasn't stupid. It was the daylight era. So I had the little fucking bucket.
Yeah.
But it had the flowers was under here. Like the little
Flowers on the brim.
Paisleys or daisies or some shit. Whatever.
Right.
Hip hop little nigga. I'm breaking, flipping, whatever, kid. And I'll never forget, everybody casted was like older than me. There's a lot of bad chicks. And they all kept talking about how mixed they were. Oh, well, I'm 1/4 Latin and I'm this. So a whole bunch of fucking mulatto niggas jerking each other off about how fucking great they are.
The different percentages and shit.
No, I'm 1/4 gelato.
Fuck is that?
Fuck out of here,
Never understood that shit.
Yeah, but that's the thing that stands out of my brain. So
Whenever I hear females say shit like that, I'll be like, so they ran
It's
a train on your
corny.
moms? Like,
Well,
what?
Looking for validation.
How did it work?
Well, I just tell them, when they lynch you, they'll lynch that part too. They can't like cut out your white part.
Right.
So they'll just lynch the whole nigga.
That's a fact.
Harder, I do that a lot. Harder. Pause. But so I did my part. It was just that, whatever, do this part and whatever. And I hit a flip. I used to be really gymnastic, bro. Like I could run up the wall, hit a back flip, flip flop, flip out back, beds, pop up, whatever. I was ill. It's an ill gymnastic nigga. So that's some watch shit. They train us like dogs. Walk on your hands, flip off the house. Yeah, for real. They used to train us
Flip
like
off the
fish.
house.
Like off the roof. Like niggas doing tucks. Like everybody in the hood. Like that was it's a big watch thing. Everybody was super gymnastic in shape, which we didn't know later on that would kick in.
And all that, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we all was like that. But long story short, when I did my little part, Prince was like, good shit, man. And I was like, yeah, thanks. And and then it was kind of like the movies and shit. Like his manager came, he's like, hey kid, you gotta do anything else? And I'm like, yeah, rap, whatever, And it was like a 3-day shoot that I was on. So the crazy shit was, then he bumped me and gave me a fucking talking part. And I remember all the mulattoes, all the mixed people shut the fuck up and tried to defer to me. Because I was a special kid all of a sudden. Right. I watched Fame. I watched Fame. And yeah, no, it was bugged out, bro. I happened to be working with, because we're in the same age bracket, and they're my homies, the boys. You remember the Dial My Heart?
Oh shit, yeah.
Bilal, exactly. So I had this demo with 2 songs, because I remember Prince, like they pulled me to the side, we were talking. I was like, actually my demo, I used I used you in one of my songs, because I'm a big fan. I'm a Prince, everybody's a Prince fan. He had a song called Joy and Repetition. I love that record. I think the record's brilliant. And his 2 words in the song is love me. My 2 words was Ice Cube, fuck you. So long story short, I had this amazing whirlwind. They're like, kid, bring the, there wasn't no digital back then. They're like, where's your demo? Bring the demo. Then they called me because the video shoot was over. So for like a week, because I had to, try to get a good mix on the songs. And I mailed it in. And they was like, we got the demo, kid. And then they never, it was crickets. Fuck you. Right. And I'm sure Prince heard these 2 words. Fuck you. And I was like, fuck this kid. They was always that with me. They'd be like, it's adorable kid. The kid's smart. The kid's got the look. What the fuck is wrong with this kid? Because back then he's probably got, what was it, Tevin Campbell? He's got like fruity niggas, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm like, and he got this little nigga he probably thinks like, super innocent. Nothing but venom comes out of my mouth. Wow, yeah. So yeah, it was all bad, but it was great.
It was all bad, wow, but it was great.
It was great. I loved it, man. I had him filmed, bro, because my friend Bird had stole camcorders, and I wish I had this tape. I had tape of him camcordering him during the video because I would keep my shit. Like I was doing reality TV before there was reality TV. And I had my camcorder and I walked up to him because human beings, we kind of like sizing the nigga up and they got heels on. I'm like, this nigga get all the pussy in the world. This nigga shorter than me with them heels on. So I remember, and I was like, I remember thinking like, man, this nigga like a 14-year-old Asian boy. I'm like, I beat the fuck out this little nigga, but he Prince. I'm like, this nigga the bitch, this nigga. Like, but I remember walking up to him and he was showing me so much love. This is probably the last day when I had the camera, the 3rd day. And Tidra, the mother of who would later be the mother of my children, was my girlfriend. Right. And I remember I said, my girlfriend is a big fan of yours, and could you say hi to her? And all that confidence and how cool he had been with me the whole time, the nigga started stuttering. And it was crazy, and I had this on tape.
Wow.
And when it was personal, it was personal. And apparently when it was that, it was just different, man. It was crazy. I'm glad I probably don't have it, because it wasn't.
Yeah.
It would have been cool to watch it,
but not cool to show it.
Yeah, to everybody. But it was ill because he showed me so much love. At least gave me an interest in hearing what I was about doing, and then and then didn't fuck with me. And then later on in life, I heard that he rediscovered her something, and had some affinity. Like, oh, that was the kid. Like, I like what he did, but I don't know how true that is. Yeah, rest in peace,
Prince, man.
Listen,
legendary.
But from what I'm hearing, a lot of, like, you were already kind of on a different level to the kids in the neighborhood.
Maybe.
Not maybe. Not maybe. You getting checks is bigger than your mom's checks. You on television, you doing commercials, you doing videos. You was already kind of lined up to be like a different type of kid.
Accident, though. It's all no plan.
No, it's not
no plan, though. That's not my great ideas.
Not your great ideas.
Not my great ideas.
Right.
My homies, it's just coincidence. Like my friend, I tell niggas I'm an accidental rapper, and even with the acting shit, I am.
Right.
I It's not my thing, bro. I drew and I can
Nobody
flip.
believes that.
Nobody believes it.
I'm telling you.
It's
You
not-
don't
know,
write
though.
Nature of the Threat by accident.
I care about my people. I thought I was gonna be. First of all, you never asked me what I really planned on doing by this age. I wanted to be an archaeologist. I'm still a nerd. End of the day, a lot of niggas don't embrace who they are. I've always been a nerd. I like comic book shit. That's why my source shit. And I be talking about Wolverine, nigga, and Adamantium.
Yeah,
nigga.
Marvel.
Yeah,
Marvel
my
all
G.
day. Fuck
Twice on
DC.
Sundays, bro. I embrace, but I'm a hood nerd. Even how I dressed on purpose. I called it collegiate gangster, like hood collegiate. I wore V-necks with the white t-shirt. Like, nigga, I'm a nerd, my nigga, keep it a buck. But I'll pop you. I'm a nerd. I'm like a regular, like, not a tech nerd. I'm like a history comic book nerd from Watts.
Yeah, because Nature of the Threat, the timeline was.
I love history.
So you kind of put yourself in bad situations trying to fit in with people you wasn't supposed to fit in with.
I don't know if I put myself in bad situations. I wanted to be.
Were your friends nerds?
Yeah. But also some Crips, some is killers.
Yeah.
Some are killers. I always said that. Some of my friends is millionaires, failures, and gangbangers. And what they call them? The shit from Harry Potter. When you don't have magic.
Muggles.
Muggles. I hang out with muggles. Muggles, millionaires, failures, and gangbangers.
Right. don't ask me how I know that.
Because you got that nerd bar.
Because you got kids.
And I got 5 kids.
Exactly.
Muggles.
We're going to take a 5-minute break. Speaking of wilding out.
Wow. Okay.
Yo, what's going on in LA, man?
I don't know what's popping.
No more parties in LA.
It's just too much happening to rappers.
Checking.
My opinion. I'm not outside
You're not the
like
expert?
that.
Right.
Not the expert on
Right.
that. I would say with home, man. We always had a high amount of traffic, just like we're big cities,
Right.
LA, New York.
Right.
Now, what the problem always was in LA is that niggas get the sunshine and the palm trees and the pretty girls and the good weed, and they forget. And they go to the Valley and they go to Hollywood and they start confusing them niggas with the other niggas that ain't got nothing.
Right. Right.
So niggas come to LA and think it's sweet, and then bad things happen, man. And you know, that's anywhere, bro. Like, I don't go to some nigga hood. I ain't got no business with a whole bunch of shit. You look like food.
Right.
And niggas come to LA and look like food. And then talk shit. Oh, LA niggas pussy. Oh, yeah, niggas gonna say, come get your bitches. And some niggas sitting there saying, oh, really? All right, for sure. I'm gonna come get
And
you.
they going on live.
Nah, but what about the
Yeah.
niggas that don't go out there with that type of attitude? And they
Niggas still hungry. And it's a lot of opportunity for in LA. No, it looks like there's a lot of opportunity. Anything is a pie graph. It's not that much food, man. So niggas is angry and bitter. Niggas, everybody spent the PPP up, bro. Niggas had big barbecues.
Yeah.
Everybody went to Vegas and got shrimp and pop bottles, and that shit's gone.
Right.
And now niggas is back broke. I know a gang of niggas that bought Rolexes. Niggas got Rolex and had mad shrimp. Smoke big weed. Sorry, mad.
Rolex isn't shrimp.
And lobster, I'm sorry, lobster tails, nigga. Niggas was popping, nigga, big barbecues, nigga, like the Snoop videos. But now it's gone and it's a drought, nigga. And we're all in a drought. Like the country's in a drought. So when you go to a big city that attracts a lot of money, niggas want in. So if they can't scam you, then a nigga plug you.
What about that whole check-in thing out in LA?
I'm not a G, so I'm
You an OG.
not OG. I call that because that's hood shit for us. So I never use that term on some like rap shit. It's not for me. That's gangbang shit.
that's a form of extortion.
Yeah. So my big homie, Wino for 190, that nigga's an OG. That nigga's a gang leader. You know what I'm saying? The same neighborhood Blue from 190 East Coast Crip, where I kicked it at. The homies from 9-7, whatever. Like them niggas is G's and OGs and BGs and all that. Me, nah.
Right.
Not on the rap shit. I don't confuse rap and
And that-
Gangbanging in prison and murder and death killing the niggas. That's way different shows. Rappers is good at rapping about killing niggas.
Right.
But some niggas really don't give a fuck and they kill all the time for the right price. That's two different worlds. So,
The check-in.
yeah, when they saying check in, there are certain neighborhoods and certain people, especially if you already proclaim to be a certain, you know, even out here, niggas gangbangs. Now, some have chapters where, I believe even in Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying, some niggas is locked in with the 60s or whatever, neighborhood crip.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's not just the 60s. Neighborhood crip, even 9/7s is neighborhood. But there's gangster crip, there's different kinds of crips.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's different kinds of bloods. There's Pyru, there's Damu, there's all kind of shit.
Right.
So sometimes people come and they claim these things somewhere else and then they like, oh, well, you came to the home of it, check in. And that's what they mean by check in, which really means extortion, to be honest, in my opinion.
Right.
Because I'm not, I don't gangbang, right?
But for some check-ins, I would assume it's, well, not I would assume, but it's been explained that it's more like, yo, you know, tap in, you know, do something for the neighborhood. You know what I mean?
Well, again, if you are from a gang, you have certain obligations.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure you know this.
Yeah.
So even in prison for me, I'm not a crip. I go in not affiliate. If I was a crip, I have certain expectations and obligations.
Right.
Nigga call it audible, I'm expected to do it by penalty of death.
Right.
If you're a Southsider, if you're blood, if you're a crip. Me, I'm a black man. So I go in, I do what I gotta do as a black man, that you can't make me nothing.
Right.
I watched, even in the pen, some niggas come in, nigga give a nigga some thing of Vaseline and a big ass homemade shank, like figure it out. That mean figure out how to carry this in your asshole, nigga, and if it pop off in the yard, be ready to use it.
Right.
I got one way only, you know what I'm saying? So thankfully, but if I was a gang member, if I was a crip, if I was in that car, we call them cars.
Right.
If you in that car, say less. You gotta learn how to do that. You know what I'm saying? So even on the streets, there's certain protocol. They don't do it as accurately as I would say prison does, but there are certain protocols. And so part of checking in, tapping in, niggas gotta pull up, you gotta go see that big homie, you know what I'm saying, that supported you and in general, they gonna be with you, they gonna see with you, be with you, whatever. They gonna hold you down.
Right.
For me, I'm born and raised there. When I got into problems, either I got my homies or I got me. And so we even call that's to the wolves. So I was always to the wolves because I chose not to step into a gang.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I had to accept that. Even in the pen, nobody had to ride with me. If I got into it, I'm on my own, unless it was, racial. You know what I'm saying? But those are the rules. You pick your poison. Me personally, if I was an out of towner, I wouldn't join a gang. I personally believe that joining a gang is a decision we make between 12 and 17, and anything after that, you a rapper.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think it's weird, and I think you'll get yourself killed or exploited. So I don't believe in grown-ups gangbanging. That's young boy decision.
Right.
Most niggas is like trying to retire out by like 30.
Right.
So my friends that's still active in their neighborhoods and trying to do the right thing, they done made all the mistakes. Some are my friends. You can't really be the 45-year-old. You really active at 45? You out killing everything?
Right.
If the young boys is out here putting in the work now, you supposed to have guided them kind of out of like, no, we gonna get some money and we gonna do this good shit and we gonna do this, we gonna organize that. All that shit came from the Black Panthers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This came from Black excellence. I always call it, the lowest common denominator. What do you get from a Black national or Pan-Africanist is a thug. Even what Tupac was doing, I saw him trying to do the lowest common denominator to get people to understand, but then it gets messy, and then and then heads get splattered. So I hope for a home that we got bigger fish to fry than kill our own, and the only time we really figure that out is in prison, because everybody wants to kill us. in LA is different politics than out here. So you have whites and Mexicans that run together. So that's, which is kind of crazy. And then there's no such thing as Puerto Rican, Dominican, and all that. Yeah. So you either nigga or not. You're well, really other is what they call them.
Right.
So you either Mexican or other.
Right.
So all that identity, Trump playing that, we don't have that. So you find out you a nigga or not.
Right.
The Mexicans don't allow for it. Southsiders don't allow for that. They like, you a Mexican or not. We don't care if you're Dominican, Puerto Rican, half. So you's a Mexican or not. And our war is just harder. Like, we got enough space to be bigger assholes to me. I always felt like New York is built up. So you still have to deal with people. We don't have to. Get enough money, you get on your own funny money. That's why we have a gang culture like that.
Right.
Like we got these 4 blocks, just don't come over here.
Right.
We're gonna drive by over there and shoot up y'all shit, but just don't come over here.
Yeah.
Sometimes we can coexist. Y'all gonna be Bloods, we gonna be Crips. We probably related, but it's so much bloodshed and all that shit. So niggas is up, niggas is angry, and it's ugly now.
It's like 30-year-old grudges still being played out.
Yeah, because it never stops now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what happened out here. Somebody killed somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody stole something.
Ain't no getting over it. Ain't no getting over it. How did you feel when you started to see, one, the emergence of like gang culture? Was that something like, okay, this shit was here before I was born? Or did you get to see like
it's before me.
Prevalent?
It's before me, but the niggas I looked up to where I grew up were Crips. And I thought they was cool, of course. You want to be the dude that looked, the girls like so-and-so. It was one nigga from where I grew up. I grew up basically, it's a rapper named McKinley Avenue, Spider Low. Those are like the people in our immediate area.
His lives be crazy. My man be wilding on.
So I know his older brother who's in my age bracket.
Right.
So that G Unit Spider Low is actually the little brother.
Right.
I know his older brother Martell, and then there's an older one. They're all Spider because they all from the same hood. And
right.
BG, OG, whatever.
Right.
So Martell is my friend who I went to school with and who I used to run around with.
Right.
When me and Martell were in first grade and second grade, they pissed me off, and I jumped him and this other nigga Bertram, like not 12 years old, second grade, stupid kids. Fast forward by about 5th grade, Martell starts doing something else. You know what I'm saying? He's stepping in. His older brother stepped in. He stepped in. He's making that decision. I didn't really figure out. It's kind of weird, the socialization in LA. At least from when I talk to my friends. I'm not saying I got all the answers, but so I lived in Carson my whole life, but we went to school. I went to school in Watts, so I socialized in Watts. We knew for a fact there was a park. It was called Real Rogers Park, but now it's changed. And we were always taught, don't go on the other side of this park. That was our thing on our bikes. We just taught that. I remember one time we did. We were riding our bikes, and we went down the wrong way and literally across the street, in our stupid brains, let's say we were 10 or 11, 100 little niggas ran across in another color, all red. Niggas ran across trying to get us. Like 5 of us on bikes. And that's what it is. It's like you get imprinted. Like, oh, they're the enemy.
Right.
They're bad. And I remember it was older niggas, they just sent a wave of like 20 little niggas just ran, trying to jack us for our bikes.
Right.
That's the beginning of that shit. You already got an animosity towards them niggas. Oh, and I can identify them. They was in red, we wear blue over here.
Right.
We say cuss. Like, I did. I grew up, I knew how to crip walk before fucking rapping. Then I decided not to step into the neighborhood, so I stopped crip walking consciously. Because it's like, oh, if I'm not a crip, I shouldn't crip walk. But you grow up, it's just your socialization. So for me, and most of us, Southsiders too, the Mexicans, you grow into it. And you're already marked. Like that Kendrick skit, I remember that shit touched my heart. On the first album, Good Kid, Mad City, and nigga like, where your mama from? Where your grandmama from? You from somewhere. Nigga, I remember that growing up. Like, nigga dreading getting on a bus. Nigga, like, fuck. Like, your hat meant something, and plus, you can't even escape because your hats mean shit. It ain't just blue and red, like certain hats, like neighborhood, they wear in New York, Yankees hat.
Right.
Neighbors. Neighbors. So, you know what I'm saying? So blue, red, it don't matter. You can just like a team, niggas, that's somebody hood and you get, nigga, it was awful. And so when you grow up in a place like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, for all of us, we're alerted. We kind of know what the routine is.
Right.
The decision making on getting in it or not, they never killed my best friend. You know what I'm saying? My friends was probably doing the killing. I ain't gonna lie. Niggas pieces of shit, bad people. You know what I'm saying? My friends are awful. Niggas bank robbers, like I said, muggles. Muggles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then me, I kind of skated through. I had my friends. We just knew not to go here. We ain't going over there. We call it out of bounds. Don't get out of bounds. I didn't go places where I didn't know nobody.
Well, how did you feel when you started to see it spread around?
I wrote about it. I wrote a song called Understandable Smooth. And it wasn't on my first album, it wasn't on my second album. It was like a single that I put out, sampled Anita Baker. And I was actually reflecting on it because we were out here and we were in the Cephalo, so over the, with Sean and them.
Yeah.
And the little blood niggas was coming out and they was slicing everybody wearing red. You remember that? The old 31s.
Yeah.
And I said you know it's off the hook when old 31s is gang banging in Brooklyn. I was just, I remember I felt some type of way. My label mates were Ice Cube and Snoop Dogg and West Side Connection, so Dub seeing them. And you know, I say cuz. I grew up in a Crip neighborhood, I say cuz. In my music, I'll say loc a little bit. It slips, wherever you are. Like, even when I say my cousins, my blood relative from BMF S-Class, he a producer, was always in the BMF shit, he gonna say my relative. It's little tales where you know where a nigga grew up at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, for me, I just always felt, in the rap shit, I felt like, God, that shit made all the money, but y'all niggas is getting niggas killed. So I remember I felt some type of way and might have said that to some of your favorite rappers, like, man, y'all getting niggas killed, cuz. Like, these niggas is killing everywhere now. It ain't just home now. Like, this shit everywhere. Nigga, I'm in New York and these little niggas is wearing red and slicing up old ladies. What the fuck? At least give these niggas a fucking code.
Right.
Niggas ain't no handbook. I remember the old 31s was coming out from Brooklyn and saying, so the red is the blood. Nigga trying to do some 5% math. Man, nigga, this ain't got no mathematics to it, nigga. For real, we had to sit down. I swear I put that on my mama, Blue. Niggas will tell you, Shucky Ducky, all them niggas will tell you, Blue sat out there and tried to teach niggas how to gangbang. Because they were slicing up. He was like, first of all, you don't hit your color. You're not supposed to hit the people in your color.
Right.
So don't hit the people in the red if you're blood.
Right.
And then we sat out and played Tupac. I swear to God, we would break day, we drank Hennessy, and we was teaching the Bloods. You know what I'm saying? You know, and he's a real Crip. That's pure what he is. And then trying to teach him, like, your enemies are gonna be the Crips, but you don't ask people for literature. That's more of a Chicago. That's organized crime. Like, you know, the
Gangster Disciples.
GDs and they have literature. If you don't know it, then you get a pumpkin head, you get fucked up. But Blood and Crippin' is nigga, you say you from the hood. You from the hood.
Right.
I mean, half the niggas that say they from these neighborhoods ain't been jumped in.
Yeah.
But if you got some paper, then you from the hood.
The new generation got some new shit. They got the Woos and the Chos.
Yeah, they got their own stuff out.
They got new gangs.
Yeah.
What's that?
They done came up with their own factions.
The young generation.
Crips and Bloods together, GDs together.
Yeah.
Everything evolves. I mean, niggas always used to say red and blue make green. That was like the OG term. They be like, red and blue make green. I'm like, no, it makes purple, but okay. Red and blue make green, cook. They're like, all right, y'all niggas colorblind, my nigga. That shit is not true in real life, but I get your idea. I get it.
Right.
I'm picking up what you're putting down, big homies.
And you're raising kids in all this. You have semi-famous sons.
Mm-hmm.
who are like outside walking in their father's footsteps
Lyrical monsters.
as a motherfucker.
Lyrical monsters.
Yeah, but so they grew up with me. I was a little, because of Battle Cat and Young, just me, how I made my friends. Hip hop helped me make my friends from all kind of different hoods. And then with Battle Cat, now I'm doing the music. And my other friend owned the barbershop on the Shaw, so we just would just kick it on the Shaw day. So that was kind of so Brazzatoz was kind of born on the Shaw. Like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we standing out there, you know, calling bitches, cat calling, hey, bitch, pull over. The homies pulling up. So a lot of niggas think I'm from neighborhood. You know what I'm saying, from 60s. Just because I was over there so often, I got so many homies, like whatever. They've always been socializing good that way. And then they left at about their dog years, 12-ish, 10-ish, they went to Miami. That's why they Coast Contra. They're like contradictory coasts. They're literally West Coast Miami niggas. That's why they met Rio Los. That's, you know what I'm saying? Colombiano, the nigga that speaks Spanish.
Right.
So they're not LA boys like that as much as me. So when they came back, they were 17. And that was my big fear. I'm like, fuck, bro. Like,
They're at that age.
like y'all prime age to get murked out. And I don't want to have to avenge y'all deaths, nigga, and be going out and not knowing who to shoot and niggas and kill my kids, like that shit. So one of my big things when they came back was like, bro, show me where y'all moving. You know what I'm saying? You know, I want to have first and last on that, and then let's figure out where you move because you don't know the turf. And I don't need you moving somewhere where it ain't good. For whatever reason, whether it's Bloods, whether it's Crips, whether it's Southsiders. Like, nigga, you can get murked out here, my G. You can be out here goofy as fuck on some positive shit, and some niggas just don't care. Right. So they moved, where they moved at was good, and I had less to worry about. And I hope, Ras, hopefully you ain't gonna get mad at me. One day, he told me a story. And he like came knocking at the door and shit. He was like kind of tripping out. He was like, Pops, oh shit. I'm like, what the fuck, nigga? He's like, man, I was like walking down the street, you know what I'm saying, for where, you know what I'm saying, like on the west side, and then like the G Blood nigga like hopped out, you know what I'm saying, like him and like 3 other niggas hopped out on me and shit, you know what I'm saying? They was like, and then the nigga hugged me. I was like waiting for the bad part. And he said, like, you know, cause he's like, yo, you know, like I ain't no punk, you know what I'm saying? This is my namesake. I'm like, nigga, what happened? Nigga, I'm waiting for the bad part. I'm looking at, he ain't bruised up. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, he hopped out, I ain't no punk, you know what I'm saying? But then he walked up and then he hugged me. And then he said, nigga, you don't never age. And then he said, he was like, oh, I don't think you got the right person. He's like, you Ras, right? And he's like, yeah. He's like, oh, my pops. And then he, you know, and it meant so much to me. I still don't know what homie that is. I'd go give him a hug and fucking, you know, love him to life. Right. But what it was what I told my son was this. I said, man, you know, your blessing and your curse, us as children, is you wear my face. And if I had fucked that nigga over, he thought it was me. And so that's why I've tried not to go fuck my reputation and put smut on myself, because you would have had to bear the brunt of my fuckery.
The sins of the father.
Right.
The sins of the father visit the son. Right. So he said, the nigga said, you like, Blood, this nigga look just like his daddy. Said, nigga, like, yeah, right. And he said, your pop's a stand-up nigga, man. Tell Razzie I love that nigga, Blood, well, whatever. And that's the blessing. That's the blessing. That's the wealth.
Right.
Nigga, I could have lost my sons over my fuckery, and that's why I love home, because when it's cut, when the clarity, but it's the love I got from this culture, from hip hop. So, you know, sometimes I walk down the street and I'm not the rich superstar nigga with all the Bentleys, bro. But sometimes somebody say, man, you changed my life, brother. You know what I'm saying? Somebody like, your bars helped me go through some shit in my life. You say real shit, my nigga, I love you. Thank you, King. That is my money, that's my wealth. I'm still monetizing more, but that is the blessing, man. And that one interaction for my babies, you know what I'm saying, for me, that summed for me that I was doing the right thing.
How did they all come together?
So again, their mom is an artist too. She wanted to move full-time to Miami.
Cheat code.
Yeah.
Cheat code.
She's
You their
nasty.
father, she's their mother.
She's
That's
nasty.
Fucking.
Their mom is a singer named Tidra Moses. Nasty pen game. She always had a voice like an angel, sing like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And literally her and Neo and me, we all be in the studio before Neo popped. So it's just, squad. We just had an ill squad.
Yeah.
And she ended up signing to the same label as, whatever. Not over having to tell her story. She's ill. She's dope at what she does.
We did a segment with him and called the Drop. And I had a couple other guys that they were running that clip, and I had to stop it and be like, wait, I'm not hearing what they're saying. He said, da 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 da, you break that down, da 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 da.
Right.
And he got hyped. He was like, yo, yeah, you caught it.
Right.
I'm like, yo, y'all not, I can't have these niggas running this segment no more. These motherfuckers are dropping bars on them. They sitting there like goofies, like, hey, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, they students, man.
Not
You
true,
know,
man. Not true.
and they fans, nigga, come on, man. If they fans, like battle rap, like them niggas is students. I'm grateful to the culture. To answer your question, they met Rio Los in like 10th grade, so they locked in. And then when they were coming back to LA, that was the whole thing. They're like, after high school, we coming back to come fuck with you. Like, okay, great. And then they came back with a third nigga, and then I'm like, I don't want to be responsible for this nigga. I'm a bad father, my nigga. So, I'm for real.
I'm a bad.
Hey man, my heart, I don't keep a buck, bro. I'm a human being. My intentions are great, but I'm a selfish human being. I thought I was gonna get $1 million and give it to my kids, and it ain't been that fight. So as far as I'm concerned, ain't the father I wanted to be. Now have I gave him a whole bunch of heart and love and information and wrote my heart out and showed him I did, so everything's worth it, but whatever. That's how I choose to say my shit. Like, nigga, I ain't the father. I didn't do the things I wanted to do. I didn't even get my career the way I wanted it. Not that it's over with now, but I encountered a whole bunch of fucking fuckery and hatred from my own homies or whatever. It is what it is. I didn't plan this shit out. It's just the, nigga, I take it at account. You know what I mean?
Cube just showed you love.
I'm one of the greatest MCs ever, nigga. I wrote Nature the Threat. I know who I am. Nigga, my ego's this big. Nigga, but I need the bank to reflect that.
I feel what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, I'm humble, but I know I'm a monster. You know what I'm saying? I get it, and if I had the resources, I'd be a bigger monster. I get that. Like, I overflow these niggas. I don't think they that smart. I don't think they that real. I'd kill half these, 99.9% of these niggas with the right resources. I always use this metaphor. I used to say, yeah, man, it's easy to make a Jordan if you Nike. But, my company and my resources, they gave me a dead cow and some thread, nigga. I make a badass moccasin, though. Make a badass moccasin, nigga. That's what I do, bro. One day I'm gonna get the resources and show you what a real Nike is. But until then, all you can do is the best you can with what you have. So back to how I say my sons, and to answer your question. They moved here, and I was worried. I'm like, that's why I had to make sure, because this nigga Rio Lo's mom, like, is my son gonna be okay? And I'm lying to her, like, yes, ma'am, he's gonna be okay. And I'm like, yo, I can't let this nigga get killed. If somebody shoot this nigga now, I got old Colombian family necktie shit, so I gotta make sure these niggas good.
Right.
And it was great, because honestly, when they moved there, we kind of had like a bat text, like between me, Raz, and Taj. And I remember one day the nigga Rio Los just came knocking on the door on my helmet. He like, why I'm not in the Bat family? Like, nigga, with the Bat text. I'm like, oh, you in Rio Los? Like, that's my guy, man. I love him. And then they met Eric, you know what I'm saying, on a rando fluke, and they all locked in. And then they just been a squad, man. It, like, I believe in them. It's for me, as a father, I never wanted to be biased because I'm a father. So it took Exhibit and my other homies like, yo, nigga. I'm like, yeah, man, are they?
Cool.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, 'cause I was a little harder on them because, but they've been with me. They on this studio, bro. Fucking anger management tour. Them niggas rhyming, nigga. Yeah. Exhibit making them rhyme in front of Snoop Dogg and Eminem. Like, niggas been cut from the cloth. They mama's an expert. So of course I expect them to have it, but I still had to be a little. And I didn't want them to rhyme anyway, to be perfectly honest.
There we go. There we go.
So I became my father where I'm like, I know how this shit, nigga. Rap is the girl that you love that will fuck all your friends. Take the condom off, throw it at you.
No.
And you see me like, I love you, bitch.
Still going.
You're still going. I'm gonna keep working, baby. I know you love me. So I didn't want that for my sons. I didn't want the headaches and you know what I mean? You know, I'm not P. Diddy. I can't just design their career. Right. But then again, that wouldn't make a nigga sharp. So it's been all this that brought us to where we are now.
Right. But you did. I just want to say this. You did do a great job with your kids because, you know, me coming home from prison and not knowing about them, and somebody telling me like, "Yo, Champ, you need to check these dudes out on YouTube. Like, they fire."
Yeah.
And me being a hip hop enthusiast, I'm like, "Holy shit!" And I didn't even know that was your sons. So when
the Ras didn't give a damn.
I just found that out today.
No, I'm just kidding.
I just found that out today.
Oh, yeah,
so salute to you for like.
Oh, thank you.
Making them students of the game. They're still students, and they're moving to that legendary status.
Yes.
And their mama.
They are amazing.
And their
moms.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Salute to their moms as well.
Yeah, now they cut through a great clock.
It's amazing to see that because you don't see too many, in my opinion, hip hop fathers.
Right.
That breaded kids who really stick to the culture and the ethics of fucking hip hop.
Right. Pain,
Nobody
nigga.
see that.
They didn't give us the bag, nigga, so we ain't spoiled. So all of us work hard.
Right.
And I say that tongue in cheek, but the one thing I always say is, I'm grateful to the culture for giving them a fair shot. Mm-hmm. You know, this is the culture I fell in love with that made me challenge the authority, even to my father or to the world. Right. And for them to see that and see something valid in that and want to make their journey with it, you know, that was one of the craziest things because I'm not gonna lie, I was like, man, you wanna do this shit? You see how that shit killing me, nigga? You know what I'm saying? But and for them to get a fair shot, you know, maybe it's the shot I never got, you know what I mean? Right. So I'm grateful to the community. I don't believe in pride, just to explain that. I think pride is false. I believe in respect and appreciation. You know, because you know, white pride. People be proud of being fucking pedophiles. So I don't believe in that. Yeah. So I believe in respect and being grateful. I really am grateful to the culture for giving them a fucking fair shake. And their uncles always tell them like, you know, Uncle Mecca. You know, some real talk. Like, I'm like, niggas, a lot of nice niggas. Now y'all doing y'all stuff, but now everybody get a chance to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nigga, Uncle Busta Rhymes, nigga, really gave a fuck. Right. Nigga, Will.i.am, Pete Rock, off top. Right. Uncle Pete, like, nigga, tell them niggas thank you, my nigga. And that's what I always tell, you know, try to remind them is, you know, you guys are great for the culture. And they are genuinely, all four of them, really good people. Yeah. They have good hearts, humble, and learning. Yeah.
Word.
I figured
There's always room in the game for lyricism.
When I figured out who their father was, that was the.
You called me, I remember.
It's like, wait a minute. He was like, how did you? MECC, how did you not know?
I'm like, dead giveaway.
Their first names, Ras and Austin. You know what I'm sitting there on the phone like. You know when you don't want to throw the phone?
It's too close.
That'd be the bar that go over your head.
Right. It was right there though. Right.
Everybody else is laughing at it. You sitting there like, wait, what just happened? Wait, what?
Nah, it happened to me too. Shit. Yeah.
And then you look at them.
Right.
And it's like now it all makes sense.
Right.
Only my boy Ras could be so conceited he'd want to be here 3 times.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Only him. Only my guy.
Trust me, his mom used to be mad. You know, she pretty as hell. they just look like you. Like, yeah, nigga, as they should. A little taller, thank God. You know what I'm saying? Let's get us back tall again and shit.
That's what's up. It was made out of love.
All right.
Yeah.
Are you aware of this greatest rap crew thing that BET is doing?
I have heard about it, yeah.
Heard about it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I want to get your picks on the bracket and where it is now. Started off, it's a whole bunch of people.
It's crazy.
Some of us we didn't think belonged. Some of them we was like, how is this a crew? But now it's down to
YMCMB and
Death Row.
And then Good
I
Music.
want your pick
versus-
on that,
yeah,
and Good Music and Wu-Tang.
So YMCMB versus Death Row first.
I'm sorry, what is YMCMB?
That's Young Money, Cash
That's
Money.
Lil Wayne,
Oh,
Drake.
okay, I'm sorry, that was complicated. You should have said that.
Right.
Okay. Legendary, but against who? Death Row?
Against Death Row.
Yes, Death Row.
Okay, that's a valid argument. I mean, shit, if we talking about consistency, I gotta give it to Cash Money, bro.
Really? Over Death Row.
I have to say, look, bro, when New York and LA was fighting about dominancy, you fucked around, let the little Southern niggas and a Canadian kick our ass. And they ain't let off the gas yet.
They ain't let off the gas yet.
They ain't let the gas off
That's
yet. So
right.
we
Wow.
talking about consistency. I give it to Cash Money on that one. Like, bro, they been having popping since Jay-Z rapped on
Juvenile.
Or Juvenile, yeah, on Juvenile right.
Right.
I'm sorry, can I get a re-up?
Of course.
Of the, I want a little ice if possible.
Little ice in there. There's a cup in there.
Hey, you walk over
Good
and
look,
Throw
good
some
look,
ice in
okay.
there.
Thanks, King.
Make it work.
You need a drink
Make
to do
this happen.
So as far
No,
I'll
not.
fuck with you. I'll fuck
I ain't
with you.
scared. I'll tell the truth. Shame the devil.
Make sure you get some ice, a few icicles inside the cup.
Yo, man.
Wu-Tang and Good Music, how you feeling?
Come on, man. There's no. My heart is. Wu-Tang is forever,
Wu-Tang
bro.
is forever.
They forever,
You
bro.
heard it. You heard it. Wu-Tang is forever.
Tang.
It's forever.
Wu-Tang is the greatest
get around
rap
it.
group ever.
There's no getting
And
around
there's so
it.
many rap groups that are dead, you know, like right there for second place. Like right. But Wu, come on, man, look what the Wu did.
Ain't no rap crew doing with the
So
Wu did.
overall, you feel like Wu-Tang is going to take it?
I don't know. I'm gonna tell you they're gonna win, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I can watch the news and watch not Ari Melber. I can watch the news and watch other white reporter with a Wu-Tang on his MacBook. They have superseded culture, bro. I can go to
penetrated.
Australia, I can go to Russia, and it's a bad chick that's 19 with a Wu-Tang tattoo that's still trying to give Method Man some vagine.
Genie.
Bro, them niggas is everywhere, bro.
Thanks.
Like
true.
you can go to Mars and if there's one nigga, he know Wu-Tang. Them niggas different. They just, some niggas is different. I mean, you know, I was always blessed. Like my first demo was, let's sample Method Man, the shit that got me my record deal. And RZA, you know, thanks to Killer Priest, always, you know, I'm on the fucking Bobby Digital album. Like RZA always fuck with me.
That's
like
a fact,
I'm
you are.
super
That's a
blessed.
fact.
That, like that's my adopted family. They always fuck with me, man. They just the brilliance of that idea. And I'm not gonna lie. I remember the first time I heard Wu-Tang Clan, I was like, wait a second, okay, so black people, 5%, karate? I'm like, I don't get it.
Right.
But then I heard Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. I saw a cover or something. You know what I'm saying? Or I heard the name. Wu-Tang, what the fuck does that mean? You know, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I heard, you know, Playing to the Front. I was like, this shit crazy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then I heard that album. I was like, oh, I get it. And then all the karate movie shit. So that kind of, you know, when RZA is sitting down and giving me times, you know, opportunities to talk to him and pick his brain. So just the brilliance that it takes to design that. And the same thing I tell Coach Contra, like, nigga, they had successes and failures individually.
Right.
To come up with the idea of, nigga, strength in numbers, we're gonna do this together, then you're gonna, if we did that as a collective, man, they showed us the blueprint as black people in America. Like, niggas stick together first.
Right.
Get rid of everybody else, then we'll kill each other. Like, for real, bro.
Right.
You don't think everybody else is doing it that way?
Yeah. Right.
For sure.
Yeah, so yeah, they're the illest, man. They're the illest, and then and just the outright amount of talent, brilliance, good people, and how hard it is to be in a group. Nigga, I can't be in a group myself, my nigga. So holding that together this long, and I know niggas fall in and fall out,
right.
but still, bro, they have shown something that maybe some Brooklyn, Staten Island shit. I don't know what the fuck them niggas drinking at.
Nah, you know what it is too? I think, cause I watched that Wu-Tang Saga story. I remember back in the days, Ghost and ODB used to be in my mom's crib, right?
Doing what?
Chilling. Chilling because Papa Wu had 3 kids with my cousin Puff. Shout out to my cousin Puff. But so Papa Wu used to bring them to the crib when my mom's lived in Manhattan, Lower Manhattan. And I remember going to a session one time, I was like 17, 16, just out of juvie. And I remember watching the Abbott, RZA, right? And how, like, I'll never forget this, how, like, meticulous he was, how, like, visual he was, how patient he was, right? He'll listen to everybody in the room, taking everybody's thoughts and everything. He'll sit back, consider it, and then he'd say, okay, this is what we're gonna do. And everybody in the room would listen, and they would move forward with that mission. Another thing that I think people think about RZA is that he meditates. Like, he's a black man that meditates. He made meditation cool, in my opinion. That's the first person that introduced that to me, is RZA. And with that, he was able to bring a whole collective of men together that came from rough backgrounds, including himself, and focus on one mission. And now that mission is global. Who else did that? Who else did that in the rap industry?
Nobody, bro. Not to that level. That's a lot of niggas, bro.
Yeah, but
I'm messing with you.
yeah, I was about to argue you down, bro.
I'm just saying
I'm completely messing
you know,
up.
I mean,
You say meditation and bringing black people together. I think
Russell ain't that's not a wrong answer. It's not a wrong answer.
Yeah, I'm
I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's like, you know, Russell created a whole label, you know, with Def Jam and stuff like that, him, Rick Rubin, whoever else, and a bunch of artists under that. But when you think about RZA, you think about Wu-Tang, they are a rap crew all together.
They're almost a religion, bro.
Till this day, they can all come together and make music.
I say this all the time. There's no other rap group on the planet that made people change their actual religion.
Absolutely. And want to learn supreme mathematics.
Facts. It was everywhere because of Wu-Tang.
It changed Staten Island to Shallow Knowledge.
Yeah.
Word.
Changed the whole borough.
Yeah, bro.
Can I say that?
Had video
Is there anybody
games.
else?
They persevered
Who
through
else
every
did what
era.
they did?
No,
Different.
not what they did business-wise. Right now, I'm only thinking branding-wise. Def Jam is a good comparison. Because
But that's
the
a
Def
record
Jam
label.
logo
I
is-
say
is
the only
pretty-
thing that come close to is G-Unit.
Nah,
G-Unit, bro.
G-Unit logo. Think logo by itself,
Yo, G-Unit had niggas wearing broad shirts.
and now they're gone.
That's
Now
funny.
we don't wear those no
Come
more.
on, man.
I remember
don't
that.
wear
Tank top.
Come on.
Now we don't wear those no more.
Bulletproof
But the
tank top.
Wu-Tang logo is still as popular as the Rolling
I used
Stones
to cut
logo.
school to go to the Wu-Wear store in Staten Island.
That's a fact.
Then
Wu had
people-
niggas wearing wallabies.
Word.
I bought Wallabies because of
Wu-Tang had.
You know what's crazy? I
Everybody
wanted a
wearing
Jesus
wallows.
piece before Biggie wore it, bro. I wanted a Jesus piece before Biggie wore it because I seen Ghostface on the cover of Iron Man with a Jesus piece. He had that on first, bro.
Ghostface had niggas wearing robes and Timbs.
Facts.
That's a fact,
Shout out
son.
to Ghost, man. We still gotta get
They made light-skinned brothers
Hell
look
yeah,
real
them
good.
niggas had niggas wearing the
Fangs, the
fronts. Wu-Tang.
The
The
Influential, man.
Facts.
Them niggas was wavy, bro. Salute to Wu, bro.
Yeah.
Them niggas
got
was
it.
wavy.
Word.
I mean, they contribution, and it ain't over. That's
They
like
still winning.
Meth just, I mean, like niggas is just down doing
taking
crazy
over.
shit. I'm watching TV and DoorDash is Raekwon, the chef.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
that's
He
right.
said, and I was watching DoorDash, like, he was talking about selling cocaine. How you want to do DoorDash? He was shoving them
Man is
crack.
on power.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's do that.
I was doing that. Like, that's called success,
And
bro.
then look at Meth
Look.
on power.
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm
believe
saying.
him. I believe Method Man as that lawyer on power,
facts.
yo.
Facts.
Bro, they all
Shout out to Big Bro, man.
they all executing to this day, man, and that's just an amazing testament to this culture. And then like that blueprint, man, stick together.
Stick together.
Stick together, bro.
Together.
The labels have been, the industry itself has been discouraging that since it happened. They'll never let another contract out where the solo members get solo deals.
Bullshit. That what you think? What you think I'm calling for them little niggas? It's the whole plan.
Go get it. Go get
Going
it.
down.
Go get it.
Goddamn right. Twice on Sundays, nigga.
Go get
Nigga,
it.
the twins, nigga. Yeah, you twin height, nigga. Be wherever the fuck you want
Not
to be.
twin
Pick
height.
one nigga. I'm saying the point is, you stick with your team, and then you do little solo shit, and then you reactivate, and then you
Right.
pick another nigga, and make another thing, or three, whatever the fuck, nigga. Add you a nigga and do some other
And
shit.
just
and
keep it going.
come on, bro. Strength in numbers,
Wu-Tang
man.
had different groups inside of Wu-Tang.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what we learned
That
from.
was crazy.
The way I explained it from the beginning, man, my analogy is this. If I go to the club, dolo, I look crazy. I look thirsty. If I go with you, I got a wingman. If we go, we are the club.
Right.
We the party now. We them niggas. And that's the difference. That's the strength in numbers that nobody applies. Niggas start getting that me idea. Me, I. Like, come on, my G. Stop letting your weird homeboy who ain't shit gas you up, or your chick gas you up. Like, or, you know, that accountant guy. Oh, you know, you're giving. Nigga, keep this shit.
Get
If it
together.
work, and shoot this motherfucker.
Is this the advice you have in spite of your ego being this big?
Well, I have always been a team player, so you can't be a good chief if you ain't never been a good
Indian.
foot soldier. Yeah. I've always, like, all my big homies will tell you, like, nigga, I listen, homie. I disagree with the big homie and still do what the fuck he asked me to do. You know why? Because you asked me to do it, my nigga. I highly disagree. My big homie will tell you that wino. Like, I'm like, cuz, I think that's wrong, cuz. I think it's a wrong idea. I'ma gracefully say no. Like, I'ma respectfully say no. Then call me again. Cause again, I'm not in the gang. Cuz asked me to do something. I say, cuz I was thinking about it. I ran it through. I was like, cuz if you ask me, I ain't gonna make you ask me 3 times. If you feel like this is what you want me to do, I'm gonna do that. Because you got to. You lead. I believe in leading by example. I don't want no nigga talking some shit and he ain't been there, done that, failed with me, failed whatever. So you got to. Yeah, I'm a team player, bro. Everybody, any real friend I got is gonna tell you the same thing. I'm super smart, super stupid. I mean, they can coexist.
Right.
But I'm loyal, bro. I don't do fuck shit. Cause I just ain't, my grandma didn't even raise no fuck boys like that. I ain't no fuck nigga like that. My grandma a real one. Mercedes Baptiste, man, she, you know what I'm saying? But she lived 1,000 lives. My grandma, when I was fucking 3 years old, I only got sisters. I had to go fight when I was 2. She made me go fight. My sisters was fighting. And I was a baby. I'm loyal to my family, I'm loyal, and my friends are my family. So if we going out, we gonna go out. If we gonna lose together, my nigga. Fuck it. Let's lose together. Cool. We gonna be back though, cause I don't like quitting. I don't like losing, and we gonna get after it, my nigga. But the rest of it, you know, if you think you can do it yourself, I've never seen nobody do shit theyself. But listen to, that's the ego of what America wants to tell black people to do. They don't do it that way. They divide us and stand on our backs. because we too busy being crabs in the barrel and destroying each other. Meanwhile, they sticking together. We laugh at the Mexican guy, the family with 5 of them in a car, nigga, but they'll save up and get a second car.
Together.
Together. It's more
Second
strength in
house.
together. Second house, together. Meanwhile, we look, get your ass out, because I need my space. Now you both lose both your apartments, you stupid fucks.
That's a fact.
Inshallah. Oh,
Can
what's
your
up?
sons out rap you? It's the last one. Promise. Can
Wow.
your sons out rap you? Who's better?
My sons? Can I be honest?
I would hope so.
All right, I'm gonna preface this with 2 things. I don't sit around and listen to my rhymes and learn them. But I will argue this. You can go pull my catalog out and I'm better than fucking 99.9%, period. Just the shit I did last year, period. Outbar you, smarter than you, different depth of character, history, all that. But you talking about just rappity-tappity, just all day spitting a whole bunch of raps? I can't remember them shits. Y'all didn't buy them. The fuck shit, I remember them. I gotta write them. I ain't got no ghost. I ain't got no duppy. I ain't got no motherfucking 7 niggas. I ain't got 7 niggas helping me get bars. None of that. I never did that. I'm a dolo nigga that write his fucking rhymes. So to answer your question, fuck no.
Fuck no.
We'll bring them on to answer that.
They know better. They done been to me. They know who the God is. I wrote Nature the Threat, Mike King, and Interview with the
Did you ever get a chance to
Vampire.
work with Nip?
So,
Did you ever get an opportunity to work with Nip?
Nip was younger than us. Was younger than me. So Nip was getting it in, and we were way over here. And one of the always cool once I got to hang with him. He was cool, but yeah, I don't like doing the like retro groupie shit, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was younger than us. He was fighting a different fight. My cousin S-Class, who's out here right now from BMF, they in the same age bracket, and they were in the trenches together. I was busy fighting with Capitol Records and dealing with what I was dealing with. And then Nip Pop, my friend Tylo, who's he just did like 24 Hot One from their neighborhood. That was his friend.
Right.
So when he got out, Tylo was always with Nip, and now Tylo's always with Big U. You know what I'm saying? But I think the respectful thing is to support people, be a fan, but don't like niggas that try to use your brand. You know what I mean? Like, now the dude popping. If I wasn't having them on songs and fucking with them, because our age bracket is different, I felt like it was weird. It would be weird to try to go hop on a song with bro. Kendrick is a different story. Like, we had mutual people. So before Kendrick popped, somebody asked me, like, people like, yo, could you do a song with Kendrick? I'm like, yo, I'm like, he dope, K-Dot dope. So I did that song, then Kendrick popped. Right. Eminem, then Eminem popped. Right. Royce 5'9", then they popped. Right. I don't do songs with niggas because they popped. I think that's corny as fuck.
Right.
Especially like if the agenda is just because now you're popular, I'll use your brand and I want to be down with your brand. Right. I don't like that shit. Because watch when I pop. You know how many niggas I'm not rapping with? If you didn't rap with me now, don't fuck with me, bro.
right, period.
And I told my sons that. You up right now, was the niggas trying to do a song with you last week?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So did you dare all the dramas you had in rap?
Yeah, everything's good with me.
Right.
Did I answer that right? You like that?
It's just the way you answered it. Everything's good with me. I don't know about them.
I'm good, bro. You know, like
Game, nah.
I knew you was gonna do that. I ain't never had a problem with that. And I just don't really mention like people I don't fuck with. To be honest, like I don't give niggas like, and just because you said, bro, I'm gonna address something on some cool shit. Ice Cube gave me his top 5, and he don't got to, and he continually does. And who he named, he happened to mention, bro. And so I said, man, salute, thank you, Ice Cube. This was only a couple of days ago, like 2 days ago. So I posted what Cube said, and then I, at Crooked Eye, and I said the game. You know what I'm saying? I just wrote the game. And that's cool. Cause I ain't a hater, bro, and I'm not gonna misquote Ice Cube just cause I don't fuck with bro like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so for me, it's water off a duck's ass. Like, I don't fuck with bro like that, but you know, that's what Cube said. He got love for him, and it don't get under my skin like that. And plus, I really know the truth about that story, so I don't really worry about bro like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he creates a lot more Marvel, and that's kind of been explained now. People tend to understand the person a lot more than 10 years ago or so when I was like, bro, don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? Now it's just like people can kind of see it for what it is. So, you know, God bless bro soul. He got his own issues to deal with.
Yeah, that's a fact. All right, Ras.
Matt.
Anytime you're in town,
Thank you.
pull up.
Matt,
He out here though.
Can I ask a question?
I want to.
How you outdress me in LA clothes though, man?
That's crazy. I mean,
My jacket is everything.
That's my man.
Oh yeah, that's all.
He had that on yesterday.
Yeah, you told me.
What they talking about?
told me.
That's what they talking
You
about.
told me. Yeah, XL.
That's
Yeah.
what they talking about.
Man, he shitted on me.
Really, the Brooklyn Dodgers, you
That
heard?
ain't right.
I had to rep. I know they watching. As long as you here, I know they watching. So
Ooh, that shit
You know
is
what I mean?
everything.
I want to dispel this whole
Marathon,
thing because this whole my split opinion operation it's about to change. It's about to be like 24 hours in this motherfucker. So anytime you want to pull up and just like, yo, you know what happened today? Yo, I saw this. You just want to talk about that? Just pull up, bro. Pull up.
Thank you, bro.
Welcome anytime.
Thank you so much.
You know what I
Thank you,
mean?
man. It's been a blessing. Like, and I've been watching and wanting to be on there. I'm like, yo, man, I know this nigga. Like, I wanted to pull up and kick it. Yeah, and then crazy shit. I got to shout out Free Charlie C. That's the little homie, man. I literally be down the block, bro.
Wow.
I'll be over here in the penthouse on some bullshit.
Wow.
Trying to fuck Puerto Rican girls, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, I literally be up the block, bro. Like, staying over here with Cappy, so salute Capone. He somewhere running around here being a criminal. And Badass, rest in peace, because that's I know Capone. But, like, his whole family, like, he related to Charlie C and all of them. And,
Wow.
like, these whole blocks over here, bro. Like, and Wise be with Cappy.
Guys be
all
over
the time.
here, yeah. He told me when he pulled up.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah. So his family over here, and having, you know, knowing you over here is a blessing.
You already, just pull up, man, anytime.
Ras Kass.
Nobody you on the track, you know? Nobody move, nobody get hurt.
It's hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard.